Previously in Dragon's Maw. Skeletor jokes, also. Chica decided to stay with the stable 998 Changeling Hive and become its eventual new queen. In exchange, the Cyberdrone soldier Jin, J-I-N, agreed to come along and support the Maulers. Along also came Vermilion, a cyber love cat that Zenkarn insisted on bringing with him that would be useful as a source of love for Jin. Vermilion also dug out a few books of stamps at Powderkeg's request that were preserved in the vault, her stable. On the way back to Ribcage, Temper Steel and Zenkarn demonstrated that they had minor flight powers now. As they reached town, Jin took on the disguise of Skydrop, a blue Dashite Pegasus. They immediately went to Blinky's store, and Powderkeg proposed marriage to Blinky with the books of stamps, at which point Blinky revealed that she was also about to propose right back with an amethyst hoof ring. So they both accepted and watched celebration was at. Raven the donkey, Javal's estranged sister, came by to reconnect with Javalt after hearing Monitor's voice over an unsecured broadcast. As they talked about the past, Javalt suggested as an off-wall idea of asking Zenkarn to summon the spirit of Jenny, Raven's daughter, for one last goodbye that she didn't get to have. Raven tentatively agreed, but neither of them rushed into it, and they spent the night at Raven's machine shop catching up. Then Gearhead and a few of the Four Horses tribals came by, informing the Maulers that the war between the tribes and the cult of Tiamat was brewing, threatening to escalate into all-out conflict within 36 hours. Finally, Flotsam received a reply to the magical message she'd sent out earlier that day to her family in Haditch. In the limited space on the paper, it said they were worried about her and that Summer Snow, Flotsam's adopted big sister, had recently left home to try and follow her. And on that bombshell was how the night ended in Ribcage.
So I didn't miss a lot, then?
Not a lot, no.
You missed, like, the moments right before a lot.
So, yeah, Flotsam had her reaction to that news, which, if I recall correctly, was to basically run to Zenkarn panicking.
Yes, Flotsam ran right to Zenkarn and told him what had happened, and basically freaked out at him quite a lot.
To which Zenkarn probably would have just, tried to be
his usual comforting self.
Yep. Basically would have just let her rant, because it's probably the easiest way than trying to, intervene from that.
Easiest and least effort involved.
But yeah, the night ends with Flotsam kind of crying herself to sleep, curled up against Zenkarn. Although in the small hours of the morning, she does wake up from severe nightmares, gets up and starts rooting around just outside Blinky's shop, looking for scrap metal to turn into explosives.
Also, Dally, it sounds like your mic's generating some, kind of electric static noise every so often.
Damn it. I might just have to be quite quiet this session. I don't know what the audio issue is.
Well, now
Sorry.
Now it seems to be fixed, so...
Stop.
Okay. I moved the microphone, maybe that's it.
Ground loops, lovely. Well, keep it there and don't touch it.
Okay.
Okay, so, yeah, it sounds perfect now. So yeah, that's, so you basically, you want to salvage scrap metal in the early morning, so you basically head kind of a ways out of the town or something?
Not too far out of the town, but yeah, keeping it in sight, basically.
Well, you can also, as you kind of head towards the outskirts, you can kind of see remains of robots that had been pillaged over the night, and you can see some of the, Four Horses tribals, roaming the area, also doing some salvaging and scavenging.
She'll kind of maybe wave at any of them who happen to glance her way, but she's not particularly upbeat at the moment, and she just kind of goes to any nearby robots that look like they might still have parts that might be useful on them.
Yeah. The tribals notice you, and some of them look a little bit confused. They're not sure, some of them clearly know you by reputation, some don't, but they give you kind of a wide berth as you go around picking up parts. And unfortunately, most of the robots you find within, safe distance of Ribcage have been picked almost clean. You can pick up a battery here and some scrap metal there, not a whole lot.
Yeah, it is basically Flotsam's looking for busy work at the moment to keep herself distracted.
And you can find a little bit of busy work that way.
Yeah, that's probably how she'll spend her time until the sun rises.
All right. I guess besides that, closer to the actual dawning of the day, I suppose when people start waking up. Let's see. very, very early in the morning, as sunrise is just starting to begin and lights start to shine down on the town, the Pegasus Skydrop, Jin's disguised form, walks into the store. Not sure if anyone would be awake at that point, but he just kind of settles down in the storefront, looking a little bit pleased with himself, but otherwise just waiting patiently. Javal assumed that you and Raven had spent the night catching up on the past. Is there anything in particular you do in the morning?
Am I at her,
You're at her machine shop in the first room.
Well, I guess I'm going to start poking around, see what projects are around, and see if maybe I can try to complete some of them while she's still asleep or whatnot.
Mostly this shop is about kind of repairing existing tech that's used in the town. There's the occasional robot that's being used, kind of stripped down for parts, but usually it's for electric generators and clean materials and all sorts, just kind of miscellany that helps make town life a bit more bearable in the wasteland.
Should I roll mechanics or arcana to help?
Mechanics would be the applicable skill here.
Let me see if that goes through. Oh, that's a 19.
It's a serviceable roll for the task. You're able to kind of fiddle around and complete a few of the in-progress repairs that she had going. You do generate a bit of noise as you do so, and so Raven kind of blearily wakes up and comes out and looks at you and says, "I usually don't start work until a couple hours later, but all right."
Yes, well, there's not enough here to build a security robot for the town, so I figured I'd start small. No offense. I don't mean
I appreciate
small
the help and all, but
unimportant. It's very important. I'm just...
Some of those are commission projects, and I know it's a mess, but it's organized chaos, and
No, I mean, I get that. It's...
So I need you not messing with... She looks around and sees that you haven't really messed with anything or used anything inappropriately and to make something else that she didn't want. So she says, all right, just, let me know if you try to use something that looks like you shouldn't. Okay, maybe that's a bad example. You gonna head back to your friends at some point?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I do have to talk to Zenkarn about the thing. Make sure it's possible.
Yeah. Also, do you know where your iBot went last night?
That's actually a good question. I would have assumed she just headed back, but...
Oh, that's what I assumed too, but knowing that it was your creation, I choose not to assume so easily.
How about this? He puts down what he's working on. I take you to the shop, and I think they sell breakfast stuff there, and yeah, we can work it out from there. Figure out where I go in, talk to Zenkai, and...
Well, I am expecting a bit of a shipment coming in today. After all, I believe I heard from Slinger that you're sending over a couple of robots to help support him as a leader, right? And I want to make sure that they're programmed properly.
Right, of course.
So...
By properly, you mean...
Well, that they're optimized for the challenges of Ribcage and that they will obey the correct ponies.
So we're not talking about personality, then?
She gives you a kind of not a mad expression, but kind of exasperated and said, not every robot right now in this moment in time needs to have an annoying voice.
Okay, the voice is only Igor, and that's only because she chooses to be. Personality is something completely different, and...
We've got enough problems without adding the singularity to the list, Javal. As much as I appreciate the effort for robot equality, we have slightly more things to do. We just need security robots right now.
I suppose that's fair. I mean, this big dream about everyone and everything being equal, and...
Well, Personally, I don't believe in pure equality.
Well, no, I mean equal chances, equal respect, at least. Respect for what they can do instead of what they are.
Well, I'll promise you this. If one of the robots asks if they have a soul, I will keep an open mind.
Is she wearing green?
No. Making a small reference, not a total reference. Anyway. To explain, I pre-streamed a little bit of Mass Effect before starting the session. But anyway, no one needs to know that.
Fashion sense.
Fashion
effect. It was fashion effect, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, so Raven says, I will work on that project in the morning, and then probably around lunch I'll drop by the shop and we can talk about that sort of thing.
That seems reasonable. I should probably head back anyway.
That's what I was thinking.
If I'm gone for too long, those lots, they get in major trouble.
She chuckles at that. I'm sure they have the same opinion of you, if you think about it.
Well, yes, but I create the trouble. They just get into it. They're lazy like
that. She genuinely laughs at that and says, oh, get out of here.
And I guess Javal heads down to Blinky's shop.
Yep. There are already a few ponies prowling around Ribcage in the early morning. Some of them looking for probably easy marks or whatever. But they give you a wide berth because you are, known by now as the Mad Donkey.
The donkey who brought down a dragon with a touch.
I don't know if that aspect has totally made the rounds yet, but there have been rumors about the dragon encounters and how exactly you dispatched them. And yeah, that rumor might be starting to go around.
How about the one where I ate a dragon soul?
That one...
That was Smog.
Yeah, I know. I trust me, I know what you're talking about. That one's slightly less so because it's somehow even more ridiculous than you bringing down a machine dragon, because you're a scientist. At least that kind of makes sense in a sci-fi pulp sort of way. But you actually eating a dragon soul, somehow, like, the rumor kind of is around, but less people believe it and spread it.
Tales of my dragon consumption may have been exaggerated.
It was sort of a mutual consumption, really. I won out, but...
Mutual. Yes, in the sense that, predator and prey is a mutual affair. Anyway. That's actually kind of interesting to talk about. Rumors of the party, besides Raider Killer and all that. Of course, Zenkarn also has his rumors now that he's got this whole, necromantic armor thing going on. Flotsam's been, there are rumors going around about Flotsam's connections now to Golden Crown, and wondering if she is somehow even secretly more vicious and powerful than Golden Crown ever was. Tempered Steel.
Don't tell Golden.
Tempered Steel, mainly has a reputation at this point of just being like this unassailable wall of justice, basically in how he completely deflected the mugging earlier, and basically how he's treated the criminals he's come across since then. Woohoo! Tibbs has his usual reputation, and no one really messes with him because they might want to buy stuff from him later. So, Firelight's kept out of the public eye a little bit, probably for the better, but same time, because he's also the one with the most fire in the group. People tend not to want to mess with him right now. And Powder Keg is the boyfriend of the one who runs the shop in the middle of town, and Raider Killer besides, and all that jazz. So, and of course, Smack Talk talks about you guys all the time on the radio. So, yeah, by this point in the campaign, you guys have each got kind of a reputation. Even though most of the ponies in Ribcage don't really want to care or pretend not to care, but after fighting most of the combatants off and generally just being a presence in this town, now they're starting to pay attention. Anyway, sorry, that was a bit of a tangent.
It's a fun tangent, though. Thank you.
Yes, that's fun to hear.
It's like to hear what other people think of us.
So yeah, Javal, you,
Yes, it was a fungent.
Fungent. No,
No,
sounds like
that,
pungent.
It does.
Or a
That
fungus.
does sound kind of like, oh god. That's
It's a
now
tangent that'll grow on you.
Anyways.
Anyway, Javal, you reach Blinky's store as day's kind of truly begun. Blinky has come out and is opening up the storefront proper, and Jin is there as well, just kind of making small talk in his Pegasus disguise form, obviously.
Right. Is he making small talk with?
With Blinky.
Okay. Right. I walk up to Jin and I throw an arm around his shoulders.
Skydrop is
Sorry.
very kind of startled by this, like, whoa, where'd you...
And I sort of wave a teasing hook in his face and I say, "She's taken." And then I turn to Blinky and I say, "Is Zencon up yet?"
I don't think so.
Right.
I think he and Flotsam were up late last night.
Really? Interesting. Well, I'm sure if it has anything to do with me, it'll come up at some point. And then he takes his arm off Skydrop and sort of jokingly gives a "watching you" sign with his claw and walks over to wherever Zenkarn's sleeping.
Skydrop gives you kind of accusing look and says, "Hey, I almost never go after taken mares."
I like how he said almost.
Powderkeg puts down the box that he's just pulled out from the back to put some new inventory back out. Just goes, "What the hell's going on here?"
Skydrop just kind of gives you his best pleasant smile and says, "Oh, nothing.
Just on my way to steal your girl."
Powderkeg just kind of looks at him. Is Javal still visible walking out of the room?
Yeah, I think so.
Roll
Looks at
dice to
Javal.
spot Javal.
No,
I
Javal,
don't have
roll dice
to roll
to
to
hide.
spot Javal.
Roll perception and stealth opposed, then fine.
Alright.
Why are we doing this?
I don't know why, because Javal insists.
Because I'm
Because it's going to
crazy.
take about 3 seconds and you're going to win anyway.
Because I'm
Because
crazy.
why not? It's fun.
Because I have a pretty high chance of failing, that's why.
Because PvP.
You know what?
Okay, so you
have
lost
pretty-
by what? 2 points?
Uh-huh.
Alright.
So what's that? That's 12 to 14. Well, Javal, you're not that great at hiding, but Powderkeg, you're not that great at spotting.
You
So-
were distracted by the box.
Worst game of hide and
we
seek
both
ever.
rolled a 7. It's just our bonuses are different.
True, but that
If the bonuses
to
didn't
an
come into
outside
play-
observer, it is the most mediocre game of hide and seek ever played. At any rate, Powderkeg, you don't spot Javal in this moment in the conversation. Although you do hear weird giggling sound.
Gee, I wonder which member of the party would have weird giggling sounds.
Is it Flotsam?
actually
I blame
pretty
Flotsam.
We all
Alright,
have weird
Powderkeg's
giggling
just gonna-
sounds.
I guess Powderkeg just gives a weird look and then goes to sorting the stuff he pulled out onto the shelves.
Skydrop sighs and says, "Besides, I'm good for love right now." He says, rolling his shoulders a bit.
Well, what's all this about? Love, what? Jesus.
Javalt's gonna Javalt.
This guy is fascinating. Trying to
Is
find
he?
out more. Yes. You didn't mean for it to happen, but it did.
Well, we already adopted him, so what else are we gonna do?
Yeah, really. No, I was expecting him to just, languish in obscurity forever, even as he travels with you.
Can't tell when you're joking or not.
I'm the master of deadpan. So
So,
yes, that occasionally is a problem.
So I guess I come to Zenkarn's room and I knock on the door or whatever.
Zenkarn is not an early riser. And by early, I mean like 7 or 8 a.m.
Is it before midday? Yes. Right, you're in the wrong room.
Okay,
I imagine Tempered Steel's probably still asleep too right now.
if you can raise the dead, you can certainly rouse yourself. Now get up, you zebra.
You just hear this sort of dump. Gets up, door opens because I assume he's just crashing in one of the back rooms. He's like, "What do you want?"
Are you awake enough to discuss your professional services?
Oh God. Yeah. Sure. Let's go with yeah.
Yes, well, you see, I'm in need of contacting someone who has been off the block, shall we say, for at least a decade.
Give me 1 sec.
I mean, not right now, but...
Well, okay. First question. Do you have the body?
Probably not.
Do you have the skull?
No. I do have the mother. The mother is still alive.
Yay, because I super deal with the living. Well, I mean, maybe, but it's gonna be a lot harder and it may not work as great.
Right. And this is just contact, mind you. This isn't full bringing back unless she wants it.
Yeah, if you want a full revival, I'm gonna need a corpse.
Ah. If she was cremated, would that affect anything? What?
Cremation, no corpse.
Ah.
Well, he said a corpse. It doesn't have to be her corpse. I mean, come on. Just put the soul in a new body. It'll do fine.
Am I allowed to do that?
It's increasingly possible, but you basically need to call the soul in another way that's not the body then. And then do the very, very complicated ritual of finding a soul that does not belong to a different body.
Pull out all your
is
necromancy symbols and roll Arcana is what he's saying.
Basically, he's saying take drugs and hope. Okay.
I'm saying I do not recommend it.
If revival is necessary, I could build her a body, but...
Isn't this the kind of thing that Zenkarn fucked up on in the first place?
Wait, why are you asking him to revive someone?
I'm sorry, who else is he gonna ask? Powder Keg.
Powder Keg, can you contact the spirit of the dead?
Well, there's contacting the dead, and then there's reviving the dead.
Well, yes, contact.
Well, I can't help you contact the spirit, but I can certainly send him to you quicker.
When did you even? You were up in the front room, and
I was
okay,
joking.
okay.
A
Actually,
lot of this conversation is now happening out of character.
To answer your question, well, yes, I can probably raise the spirit long enough for you to have a conversation with it, provided the spirit's still around for me to do so.
All right.
And what's the likelihood after 10 years?
Low. I would assume.
Surely it depends on the spirit and how much she wanted to stay around on the off chance she might get to say goodbye to her mum.
Also, how many babies have been born? There's a whole bunch of different factors here.
Wait, what is how many babies have been born have to do with it?
Everything.
Basically.
It's like filing your taxes. There's a whole list of factors you got to consider when you're raising a loved one.
She was I think she was
How old was she? Other question I should probably be asking now that I'm awake enough to start thinking about this.
Hold on. Reincarnation isn't a factor. Just think of the millions of souls on the waiting list after the bombs dropped.
Fair enough. So, did you ask how old she was?
Yeah. Like, how old are we talking here? Because there is an age limit where I just cut off and say no.
Well, I'm pretty sure when she passed away, she was...
Older or younger than Flotsam?
Or a young adult. I'm not entirely...
Oh, that's fine then.
I'm assuming this is something to do with ethics and whatnot.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
you actually have those. I'm going to put that down on my list that you actually have some ethics.
Javal discovers the truth.
Anyway, when did you want me to do the thing?
it's not for me personally. It's my sister's daughter, and she's not going to be here.
Oh, so I can charge for it.
Yes, you can certainly charge for it, and I can charge for all that technology that you are using.
What technology? That I'm using?
Let me get back to you on that. I'm pretty sure I repaired something of yours once.
If you say so, Javal. But yeah, if she comes around, she wants me to do the thing, we'll talk to her about it.
Right. Did Firelight walk in on this, or was this out of...
That was, I think, out of character.
Out of character, I apologize.
Mine was also out of character. Just to reinforce that.
Can I claim all of mine was out of character and I was asleep?
You had a conversation. Heck knows what it was
about. I didn't have to be awake for that.
No, that was in character.
Damn it. Yeah, no, that sounds good. Well, if...
And Javal sort of peers into the room and says, I heard that you and Flotsam were up late for some reason.
Oh, yeah, she's... Ah, shit.
Wait a minute, where is
Flotsam?
And Flotsam's not here right now.
Yeah.
Please leave a message at the Craggy.
Sorry, phone's going off.
Craggy is still...
Yeah, in that case, once I realize Flotsam's not there, I'll sort of push past Javal and go into the main room and be like, hey, anyone seen Flotsam?
Nope.
Everyone in the room shakes their heads.
Just by the way, I'll let you know that most of the party still hasn't been told about the fact that the army marching on Ribcage.
So,
yeah, that's because the only one awake is Zenkarn, and he's still waking up.
I have a question. Should Firelight be awake by now?
Yeah, probably.
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever.
Firelight will walk out into the main room. So, I see at least a few people are awake by now.
Yep. Helping Blizzard take inventory and restock shelves.
Well, I have some news to share with everybody, so wake everyone else up. Whoever has to wake up Steel, not it.
Can it wait? Flotsam's gone walkabouts. And if it needs everyone, we need to go find her first.
Don't you have that...
well, she already knows. But if Flotsam's not here, I think we should go get her.
Yeah, I'll go look for her. I'll be back in a minute. And then come walk out.
I suppose I'll wait a minute or then.
Yeah, I don't want to be the one to do that.
Don't use drugs to wake him up.
I have no intention of using...
instead.
Unless it's coffee. If you have coffee, go ahead.
Tibbs is going to raise an eyebrow and go, are you sure you want to trust a hot beverage around me and tempered steel?
Would you threaten to... Don't dump hot coffee on him.
No worries, mate. I got another idea.
Okay.
Right.
Is no one gonna wake up the Dragoness, or...
Yeah.
Oh, damn it, the teenager. That's even harder to wake up.
Oh, no, I got the teenager.
Where's Igor? Does anyone know that?
I don't know.
Let's play Track the Side Members.
God damn it.
So,
This is the problem. Everyone has so many side members and stuff. So many companions.
Oh, crap. Yeah, that's a point. Where's Butter?
Butter was in your room. Still is.
Oh. In that case, I'm retconning it and taking Butter with me.
I don't know if you've been told yet, but his name is also Vermilion.
Yeah, no.
God damn it.
We all expected this.
Perfectly expected reaction and still funny.
Yeah, no.
Alright. Alright, so you take the Love Cat with you. I guess who goes first? Let's roll the dice.
Powder Keg is real short.
Okay.
So basically, Powder Keg walks into Aurelia's room, pulls off the blanket, and then pushes her out of bed.
Oh!
Wow.
Why?
Because you'll throw a hissy fit if I try to do anything else and not get up for like an hour or so.
Yeah, but why?
Because we got important stuff to talk about, and I don't want to wait for y'all to get up.
Can you tell me about it later? She starts trying to crawl back up onto the mattress.
Powder Keg pulls the mattress out from under her hands.
You are no fun. What are you, my dad? You're not my real dad?
No, none of us are real dad. Now, shove your parent issues and come downstairs.
I don't have parent issues. You've got parent issues.
Why do I feel like I should be insulted from this?
I hatched you, damn it.
I didn't hatch you for you to be ungrateful.
I ain't gonna sit here for a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and just wait for you to get ready. Now get downstairs.
Alright, fine. And her somehow, this dragoness with bags under her eyes a little bit, starts trudging out to the main room, completely dragging her feet the whole way, just...
Morning, sleepyhead.
Shut up.
Powder Keg walks
Dragons
out
weren't
with
meant
a smile.
to wake up this early.
Powder Keg walks out with a smile on his face and says, and people say parenting is hard.
Blinky makes no reaction. None. At all.
Javal sort of quirks an eyebrow at this.
Here, Aurelia, when this is all done, all over and done, you can take a nap for a couple years if you want.
That sounds even more boring. Why do I have to sleep for years at a time?
I don't know, it's something I heard dragons can do.
That sounds really dumb, though.
You're a growing dragoness. You need your beauty. I'm sorry. You really shouldn't be doing that.
This image I have in my head now of some draconic old man equivalent.
No. That's like more like the grandma. The grandpa's more like you
so
gotta get up and tough it out.
Gems?
In my days, we had to get up at 4 a.m. and walk up a hill to go to school in the rain while it was hailing, and then we had to walk uphill home, and then we had to shovel in the snow.
Had to kidnap 2 different princesses in 3 different castles.
No, not that was weekends.
Wait, how did you kidnap 2 princesses from 3 castles? Is one of them
It was hard then, okay?
Well,
politics were different.
It wasn't your modern kind of game. We played tough games, like punch the man in the face and kick Jimmy's balls until he cried.
This is getting out of hand. Okay, Tibbs, how do you wake Tempered Steel up?
Tibbs is just going to kick open the door and say fairly loudly, "Oi, Steel! I'm about to go make a deal, so don't interrupt me with anything, all right?" And just leave.
God damn it.
We can hear this, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's perfectly audible to everyone.
Brilliant.
Okay, Javal holds up his claw and says 3, 2, 1.
Javal, please don't be disconnected or muted.
Oh shoot, yeah, I was...
God damn it.
Sorry. Go ahead. What is Steel do?
Tempered Steel's head perks up, he looks around, and he says, Tibbs! What was that? Did I hear something about drug deals?
That was
Maybe not. Come downstairs and find out, mate.
Well, I guess that worked. Again.
And he comes downstairs with his beard in curlers or something.
Now he comes out, he has the, blanket hooked on the top of his horns, which is over his poncho, and the blanket's trailing behind him.
Aww.
Again, totally expected result, but still funny. Alright, so, that just leaves, Zenkarn's little fetch quest. Not that Flotsam is a fetched.
Flotsam's a fetch.
Oh yeah, and then Javal and Igor.
Javal suddenly realizes that he could have contacted Igor with the pit buck that Flotsam is carrying. He also suddenly realizes he can't tell this to anyone, because Zenkarn's gone, and
Zenkarn just left, so you could potentially catch up.
Well, Javal, I guess he runs after Zenkarn.
Alright. Zenkarn, how do you track down Flotsam?
Well, spell that. Wait, what?
You also have a telepathic link with her.
Yeah, but that's boring.
Alright.
I could
I
just
wanted to
ask,
surprise
but
you.
where's the fun? But if you want
Okay,
me to
so,
do it the boring way, fine.
I
Oh.
have no preference. I'm not there.
No, tough. Doing it the boring way now.
You ever
Javon
feel like
catches
being
up
actually
to
blackmailed?
Zenkarn and says, could you tell, when you find Flotsam or Mindways, could you ask her to contact Igor with her bracer thing?
The Pippa? Yeah, sure, give me a sec. Hey, Flotsam, where are you?
Oh, I'm just outside town. Do you want me to come back?
Yeah, that'd be great. Also, apparently Javal wants you to contact your stupid robot thing.
Okay.
All
Flotsam
right,
will flip on the pitbuck to Igor's channel. Igor, this is Flotsam. You there?
I am present, yes?
Could you come back to Blinky's shop, please? We're wondering where you are.
Give me 5 minutes, and Igor sort of shuts off suddenly.
Huh. Okay. Flotsam will just gather up the very meager pile that she's managed to gather and fly back to Blinky's shop.
all right. With your meager pile, you head back to Blinky's shop. Again, townsfolk especially recognize you and don't harass you on your way there. And about 5 minutes later, you arrive at the shop with armful of electronic debris in tow.
And Igor flies in after her, and she's covered in blood and green stuff.
What the?
Should we be concerned?
Eagle?
Spiders. They were all spiders, I swear.
Spiders don't have that kind of blood.
Is it all green blood, or is there red blood as well?
And then Javal actually takes some of the blood and sticks it on his tongue and says, "This isn't blood, this is paint." And Igor is very clearly nervous and says, so, meeting.
I guess we'll get explanations of that never.
Yeah.
Were you trying to paint yourself or something? No, yes. Just, and she just buzzes off into the corner and sits down quietly.
Well, if anyone
All right,
wants to
then.
follow up on that, they can.
Temper Steel is going to walk over and look down at where she's sitting.
And do what?
And to what?
He's going to look at it. It was just the green stuff you looked at? Or was the red stuff as well? Or what is the design? What does the blobs of paint look like? Do they look like any kind of design?
No, maybe there was a design there somewhere, but apparently it was not applied by an expert.
It was a horrifying paint job.
Yeah.
Imagine like a bad haircut.
Dry. Yeah.
Aurelia just kind of stares at it confused and then shakes her head and finds something to eat. But at this point, it seems like the whole gang is here.
Okay. Good. So, I have called this meeting to order for 2 very important reasons. We have good news and we have bad news. Which one do you want to hear first?
Bad
Well,
news.
bad news first.
Bad.
I don't even
Aurelia
remember
nods.
I don't even remember getting good news.
Well-
Skydrop says, bad news, well, good news makes you feel better when you hear it last, but it kind of obscures the bad news is usually more important. I'd rather hear the good news first, personally.
Okay. Well, the bad news is, we got a message last night from the, Four Horses tribes. Turns out that the cult is mobilizing, and they're getting ready for, to attack the tribe, and
Where?
anything in its current path, which includes
Where are they planning
the
to attack?
everywhere.
They're going to attack here.
Oh.
So,
Well,
you're saying we get to go to war?
fairer to
What's-
say that sort of battle lines are being drawn up to the north. With the cult pushing down and the tribes pushing up. Eventually,
Right.
once they get enough scouts out there and push their main forces out, then there will eventually be an all-out conflict between the main forces. And that's within, less than, at this point, 28 hours-ish? Yeah.
Yeah, 28 hours.
Okay. So, I guess the question then is, are we going to be in the skirmish, or are we just going to go directly to the source?
Well, that depends. But first off, we need to help get everyone ready, which includes trying to convince Ribcage to at least get itself ready for an attack, or actually help in the conflict, as well as probably alerting anyone else that might be able to help.
So that means telling Slinger, it means telling Joy, it means contacting Radio Crackle and the Steel Rangers, and possibly getting word to Chase if we can.
And making sure, of course, the stable's all set and ready.
Of course.
Ember still just points at Flotsam like, yeah, she says what she covered what I was going to say.
Pretty much, yeah.
Alright then. We gonna be able to call in any help? Like you said, the 4 horses told you. Are they gonna send anyone our way?
Well, by your way, there's a good portion of their forces are heading not just your way, but past your way and towards the cult to the north. So there'll be basically an army on your side.
Do we know why they're starting this now, as opposed to waiting a little bit longer?
Maybe it's because the tech curse has been lifted.
Maybe.
Might be. It also might have something to do with, they might feel pressed for time. I mean, the way it seems like the cult's been mobilizing awfully quickly, which, and the way things are ramping up, maybe whatever the executive's planning with them is time sensitive.
And he has been losing members, right? Like, the hybrids were saying that cultists were, like, leaving, so he might just want to do this before he loses anyone else.
Then there's the other option.
He's an asshole?
No. He's making a power play and he wants us distracted in case we might try and stop him from doing what he actually cares about.
You mean he might be planning something else that we don't... She kind of trails off and goes pale.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of him planning other things, we should probably... I can't remember, did we hear back from the B team about how the bottle cap thing went?
It looks like we're going to...
You haven't heard back from them yet.
We're going to have to spend the next little while just getting in contact with ponies. Didn't Gearhead say... She glances to Firelight since he was there as well. Didn't Gearhead say that there's going to be like an official envoy coming from the tribes to talk to us about this as well?
I think so, yeah. To talk strategies and whatnot. But I think before that, we should try to solidify any help that we're going to get. That way we can tell them who's helping and where they can help at.
I got an idea. Damn, it might not be... We could get anyone from Gold Rush around fast enough. We might be able to route them with flanks. Get them flanked. Get at them from both sides.
Man, we really need a map.
Do I need to draw a map?
Actually, you drew a pretty simple map a long time ago. Basically,
super simple map.
Gold Rush would be the... Gold Rush and Skyfall are... Okay, if I remember, all the cities sit at certain... It's kind of like a hexagon of
basically.
The main points. And the closest 2 points to this are Apocalypse and the Tiamat Church.
Yeah, the Red Scale Cathedral.
And so,
yes,
Ribcage...
Welcome to Fallout Tactics.
Ribcage is about, give or take, equidistant from Gold Rush and Skyfall. But Skyfall would have to come around the same way as going through the Four Horses area, and Gold Rush would have to come through cult territory.
But if the Steel Rangers and Gold Rush, if they had enough people to actually make a sizable force, would force the cult to try and split their forces.
Yes. If a sizable force showed up on the other side of the cult's borders, they might be forced to devote forces back that way.
We need to know how many people they have. We need Swift.
Yeah, actually, that's another person we need to get in contact with, the hybrids. Having some firepower
Well,
of our
Slinger
own.
is Swift's friend. Maybe he has an idea. Look, I can go and we can split up and we can talk to various people.
Well, half of them require a radio. Or, yeah.
Yeah, she would. Yeah.
Do you want to radio do you want to hit all the radio people first?
Well, if you guys remember, we actually have a radio with specific connection to Radio Crackle.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Because before we had the pip buck, that's what we used.
That's true.
We also
actually,
have one,
that's
think,
not a bad
Radio
idea.
Crackle.
Would it be worth telling Radio Crackle what's going on?
Yes.
Let them broadcasting the fact that the whole war's happening, and that's going to allow people to barricade their towns a little bit better.
Well, at this point, they've already been reporting on rumors of mobilization. It wouldn't be that much of a stretch.
Yeah.
Flotsam is going to get out the radio to Radio Crackle and the communication device for the Slayer base, and just put it on the table and slide it towards the others. Okay, can you guys do that? There's something I have to... Tibbs, I need 4 pieces of paper, please.
Tibbs will hand Flotsam a whole stack.
What?
Flotsam a whole stack of paper. Just basically more than enough. Just so she can take care of whatever she needs.
Flotsam grabs it, doesn't even leave the table, just starts scribbling down messages.
Powder Keg, guess grabs the radio, turns it on. Hello? Hello?
Which radio? The Radio Crackle
one
radio?
for Crackle.
Okay.
Hey, you know there?
Yes, this is Pearl.
Pearl, I need to talk to Smack Talk.
Certainly, just right after this broadcast. And you wait another minute or two, and she says, Smack Talk, Maul is for you. Then you hear some shuffling around, scratching as the radio changes hooves, and then, oh, yes, hey, guys, hey, how you doing?
Smack Talk, rumors are true. Cult's mobilizing towards Ribcage. We need you to send out, just a general call to arms, if you will. We need allies.
Yeah, you are. Okay, what are you thinking? Okay, so they're gonna be, let me think about this. They're gonna be basically pushing down towards you, if I've been hearing right?
Yeah.
Because the problem is, they've basically got Gold Rush too, so they've got their flank a little bit covered.
Wait, they got Gold Rush?
Well, from what I've been hearing, basically they own the security force in Gold Rush a little bit by proxy.
How did that happen? When did that happen?
Well, apparently, you remember you sent the B team out to figure out what was the deal with, Hammer and Nail and all that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, basically, Hammer and Nail had built up a kind of a security force of, hard hat construction ponies, and they're basically bought and paid for by the executive, and they almost run the town more than Thunderspear the mayor does.
So we can expect no help from that front then. Fantastic. On the other hand, it probably means they're not going to get attacked, so Gold Rush is probably safe-ish.
Safe-ish would be a good description, yeah.
But that also means that... Does that mean that the Rangers and stuff are going to have to travel through that area to get to...
Well, I mean, they could try to side-skirt it, but with a large enough force, anyone loyal in Gold Rush is going to see them coming.
Yeah.
And maybe even try to intercept, but they're also Steel Rangers, so...
Well, I mean, if word gets out that they're trying to flank, we might be able to make some of their army disperse back to defend the front anyway.
Oh, yeah, actually, some misinformation would be pretty good at this point.
Question, if I may. Now, this all goes back to Mr. E, right? I mean, he's the one controlling this whole situation.
By all reports, yeah.
Maybe after we get all this done, our group right here should focus on finding him, going directly to him, and finally taking care of him as a problem.
I would agree, but the problem is you have to go through basically you have to get to assuming he hasn't left, and by all reports from everyone I've heard from, he is still there, still basically handing out orders. It's basically his home base here in the Maw, because everyone else is afraid of him. Even though
they have a significant number of forces heading out of this area, right?
Yeah, why don't we just go assassinate him?
Yeah, they're also going to be watching their borders. They're going to be, scouting there. They're going to they're basically going to predict that. I mean, if they're not idiots, they're going to figure that someone's going to try and head for HQ. So
I don't trust their intelligence. They are ponies.
Exactly.
They
so what
are
we
gonna.
need you to do is broadcast over the radio that we need help on the I guess that's the northern front, sorta.
Whatever the opposite front is.
Northwest and south, basically.
Yeah, so if we get help on the northwest front, kind of broadcast that we're asking for help up there for a flank, we might see them devoting more watching resources up that way, while they've got the army heading this way, which would give us maybe a little leeway to try and sneak. And if we, volcano. What if we skirt the volcano?
I mean, the volcano's difficult ground. I'm sorry, I don't have time to talk all the tactics, but yes, I will start getting the word out that this conflict's about to get real serious.
Flotsam looks up. Snack talk?
Yeah, Flotsam?
This isn't related, but if you hear any word of a really strong white earth pony in the Dragon's Maw, can you let me know, please?
Yeah, absolutely, Flotsam.
But don't
broadcast
anything about her.
Yeah.
Thank you, and stay safe, okay?
I'll try and get in contact with her if we hear from her.
Okay. Flotsam goes back to scribbling.
Quietly, just so that, Powderkeg can hear, Smack Talk asks, should I ask why?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well,
If Zenkon can hear that, it's just gonna be like, nope, just do the thing.
I will do the thing then. This song break's about to end. I can put on another song, but you need anything else?
I think we might have our plans covered.
I will start talking with the Steel Rangers then because they're our best bet at hassling them at all on the Western Front. So that's going to basically be what they need to do. I'm sure you're going to get in talks with them as well, but I mean, I've been sharing intelligence with them as well, so yeah, we'll figure it out over here. We're also in full bunker mode here as well, because executive's not going to be happy with us basically broadcasting his every move.
True. If you do need help, do tell us. We'll see what we can do.
Oh yeah, that's you guys have been the first ones I'd call if we had trouble. All right, I gotta go.
See you
guys. Good luck.
So Powder, assassination then?
All right. So we need to get a map. We need to get a game plan. Hey, Blinky, you got any maps of the mall in here?
Oh, look. Okay, here. You said he's probably going to expect an assassination attempt, right?
Probably.
So what if we gave him an alternate assassination attempt that will distract him while the real one is happening?
So we're gonna run 2 distractions?
Hey, can't have enough distractions, but the question is, who else do you want us to kill? I mean, I don't mind, I just want to know.
No, I mean, we send an additional team that gets their attention, but doesn't look like it's trying to get their attention.
I get what Steele's saying. We send a decoy assassination team and the real assassination team, who will be much more stealthy.
So send the B team in if they're in the moor again.
Well, I'm also imagining that if it's possible, maybe we could include one of those fake members to have someone, dress them up to look like Powderkeg to help sell the idea, because there's no way that Powderkeg's not going to be part of some mission like that.
That is true.
Oh, get a pony to dress up like me.
Why not get a changeling to do it?
Everyone
else changeling. Jen?
Hey, Jen, how do you like to go murder someone for us?
I'd rather be part of the main murdering force, if that's the same to you.
Fair. Anyone who would be interested in
that was my chosen assignment, was to accompany you directly.
To
provide tactical support for you.
We can bet on the fact that the executive would expect Powderkeg to be the one to try and kill him, and have Powderkeg just be the decoy.
You mean, act alone?
No, not by yourself.
Well, I kind of assumed that Powderkeg would refuse any operation that didn't involve him actually getting a shot at killing Mr. E.
Oh, he's not that childish, are you, Powderkeg?
Not at all. Certainly, Powder Keg, as he's saying this, is just kind of casually levitating out a grenade that rarely has, in rare form, is actually spelled correctly. That just says the executive on it, and then he pulls out a block of C4 that has the executive on it, and then he pulls out he just keeps pulling out different types of explosives, all labeled with the executive's name.
All while saying, nope, I definitely have not thought about that.
Nope, not even. Nope.
Careful, mate, with all those things labeled with his name. Someone might think you're crazy.
Flotsam isn't paying enough attention.
Mm-hmm.
She folds up 2 separate messages with reply sheets of paper and slides them across the table to Firelight. Firelight, could you burn these, please? This one first. Yes, I should probably do it one at a time. And, yeah.
Firelight will burn them. What are the messages for?
One's to my dad and one's to my sister.
Alright.
We have one more problem to consider.
Sure.
What?
The zone we're trying to sneak into disables magic,
Oh.
which is a significant factor for a couple of us.
Javal giggles maniacally.
Oh, well, in that case, I mean, I could go cause a distraction somewhere else. I don't really want to go in there, I'm gonna be honest.
Is at this point going to raise a hoof, and then, without waiting for anyone to actually, call on him, say, so what it sounds to me like is we've got to split up 3 ways. One group to make sure that the dragon is gone and subsequently the rest of the team is at full capacity. And then 2 assassination groups.
Oh, God.
Okay, who's
We
killing the
can't go
dragon?
after a dragon without the full team.
Well, we don't. Look, none of us
Default
have to
soloed
be-
one, we'll be fine.
We don't have
We've
to have
gone up against dragons with half the team before. We can only send Tibbs and Aurelia into the abyss.
Tibbs,
Yeah, but they had...
2
Tibbs-
allies.
Tibbs is going to look at Flotsam and go, Little Sheila, look, if the team is going to be at half capacity anyway, kicked out by the fact that they don't have their magic, then it's frankly not going to be it's not worth the risk to put them in the danger there.
Yeah, okay, I take your point.
Aurelia raises a clawed hand.
Yeah, really?
What's up?
Well, I mean, all of my dragon uncles and aunts have had different, quirks, right? Glaurung was kind of prideful, but didn't really have a whole lot going for him. Nidhogg was just tired of everything. Smaug was crazy.
Okay.
Tannis
so
was too melty to do much other than, cause ponies to backstab each other, which was pretty good, but still, she was melty and not that much in a fight.
So do you know what the final quirk is?
Ormar was, had other priorities now, still had a big old dragon form, but then Javal did his thing. Glaurung would talk to my egg sometimes, and I remember some of the stuff he said, and because he and Vasuki were neighbors, he was always complaining about how sort of high and mighty she was and all sorts of other stuff, but I think out of all the dragon liches, the one with the voodoo magic curse might actually be the actually sane, smart one.
So we can maybe reason with her?
Glaurung did not exactly have a high opinion of her. She might still be, really evil. I mean, if she hasn't gotten tired of killing ponies by this point, we might have a big problem.
Right, so you will be the one to talk to your aunts, and me and Tibbs will come along and back up.
She's not going to like me either, I bet.
Wait. My question is this. Who exactly would not be able at all to fight?
Who
Zencon,
operates
basically.
primarily on magic?
Just me.
You really can't. But, I mean,
I can, but I'm not nearly as effective. Let's put it that way.
Does
I
flight
still
matter?
take you though, Steel.
Flight still works, Flotsam.
okay.
Because if flight still works in voodoo curse territory, I'll be able to manage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, here's the thing. We don't need to split up into 3 groups. None of us actually have to be on the fake murder party.
Actually, I'm curious. What does the Aurelia? Did he actually ever say what the voodoo curse did specifically? Because we thought the tech curse would like just disable machines, but it didn't. It changed the effects around.
That might also be the case with... I think the voodoo curse might be the same principle. Like, it doesn't really shut down all magic. It's just that if she doesn't like the person that's using the magic, she changes it the moment you use it.
Wait, she has that much control over it?
She kind of thinks about this. Maybe? I don't know. I don't remember everything Glaurung said, but I think that might have been the wording.
How far are we from the voodoo curse currently?
Well, I mean, the border would be halfway between here and Red Skull Cathedral, so a little ways away.
Damn, I was hoping it was closer so I could go run some tests.
I mean, it's also going to be probably, like, where the lines are drawn, because that zone is going to be their defensive zone.
God damn it. Hey, Firelight.
Yo.
I have a favor to ask.
Yes?
Actually, before I ask you this favor, how much time do you guys reckon we've got?
28 hours, roughly.
Can we spare maybe, say, an hour?
To do what?
Go
to the voodoo curse territory?
Not so much that. Hey, Firelight, how hard would it be to teach me to fight without magic? I mean, I have the basics down, but I'm not
Firelight
used to
use
it.
magic too. He uses telekinesis to use his sword.
I didn't always.
You didn't?
Hey.
When I was younger, I used to fight used to just hold the blade in my teeth.
Oh, okay.
It's still a fire blade, and that's technically magical. I don't think you want your fire blade malfunctioning in the...
I wasn't expecting to use fire
If
at
it's
all.
anything like the tech curse, it has to be activated, and you don't have to actually activate the fire part, do you?
But we don't know if it's like the tech curse.
Well, we've got to make the assumption. We've got to make some form of assumption, or we're going to be here all day.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's going to take a little bit of time to get around everyone and spread the word and all that. I think that maybe some of us should go to different parts of this town, tell Joy, Slinger, and maybe try and find Cookie Crumbles about what's going on, and maybe those of us who use magic to fight can try and learn some basic non-magic fighting skills while that's happening.
So basically, me and Zenkarn, I teach Zenkarn how to fight without magic, and I get used to fighting without fire again.
Yep, I don't really have to change much. All these explosives are designed to be used with hooves as well. Be kind of dumb if Earth Ponies and Pegasi couldn't use them now, wouldn't it?
That's a point.
What?
I just remembered that I have Flotsam's explosive powers now because of level ups.
Explosive powers, okay. Aurelia puts kind of her head on her hand and just kind of looks a bit morose and says, Javal, this is a moment where I really wish I could share my immunity with the rest of you.
I wish you could too.
But I don't even have magic to get cursed with in there.
Well, you kind of do. You have your illusion magic.
Yeah,
but...
that thing I've never really used because who needs it? Glaurung frickin' ripped me off on the special abilities it could have left with me. Good grief.
I think illusion have its moments.
I hope it has a moment. I haven't really had a moment for it. And it's only like 5 minutes anyway.
Wait.
How many times a day can you do it?
Oh, I don't even know. I haven't used it in forever.
How big of an illusion can you make?
I haven't used it in forever. How many times do I have to say this?
Sorry.
Oh, let me think.
Maybe we should try and find out.
Ugh. If I recall correctly, it's like a 50-foot...
Why would you do that?
It's like a 50-foot range, and... I mean, it changes like everything, all 5 sentences. And it's a 5 minute duration. So, 50 feet, 5 minutes, all senses.
Okay. But it's only got a range of 50 feet. It could be useful.
So, yeah, Javal just rolled a nat 1 to try and pluck a scale from Aurelia.
Ow!
Sorry, I was thinking if I could examine the scales, I might be able to find a way to extend the immunity. I should have asked, shouldn't I?
Yes!
Well, I think for now and stuff, like, as long as if I could get a chance to teach Zenkarn how to fight without magic, we should be okay at that front, at least.
Hmm.
At least when it comes with having to go deal with the dragon.
Jin looks bothered as well. So, my disguise magic will also be affected by this curse, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
In light of that, to make sure we are at peak effectiveness when we go up against the executive, we should go after the dragon first, but the dragon will likely have equal, if not more, protection than the executive.
Yeah, I can't imagine the cult of Tiamat not knowing where the dragon in their own territory is.
They probably, in fact, they've probably been making sacrifices too and gaining boons from that very dragon.
Which
Then
means
again,
that
they never knew where Glaurung was, and he was technically on the edge of their territory too.
Wasn't there a whole puzzle involving a giant key and the spire to...
Well, to be fair, a lot of the dragons have had puzzles guiding them.
Flotsam puts her hooves on the table quite suddenly. We need inside information on the cult. How many of them there are in the army, how many of them guarding Mizuki, how many of them know about Mizuki. I am going to talk to Mayor Slinger. Is anyone coming with me?
Not a bad idea. He might know.
I'll come with you.
He might know how to contact Swift, and Swift has in the past had inside information about the cult. We need to get this sorted out.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm coming, Flotsam.
All right, while you're doing that, I'll go contact Joy and get her the rest set up.
Good. And maybe someone should contact Cookie Crumbles if he knows anything about the cult.
I'll
might
take
be...
Zenkarn and work on that.
Someone should go talk to Buffalo Bill
so-
in jail, too. He may be a bit of a hardhead, but he'd sure be a help in a fight if we could get him on our side again.
That's true. Okay, well, Powder, you come with me. She just pats Craggy on the head and leaves him where he is. The rest of you decide where to go between yourselves. And she just kind of flies out in a hurry. She
And
seems a
Violet
bit...
just kind of trots off behind her.
She seems a bit more distractible than usual.
Like, ready to go kick the crap out of each other for an hour?
I'm going to try not to enjoy this. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not even going to try not to.
I
No, this
suppose
was
I
not
can
with
go
Violet.
talk to Bill.
Actually, you know what? I think you should talk to Cookie Crumbles and I should talk to Bill.
What?
Toodaloo! And he walks out.
Didn't Javal have an arm wrestle with him?
Yeah.
Yes.
They
Both
had
of
a
us did.
they had a 2-on-1 arm wrestle.
Steele has talked to Cookie Crumbles before. Kind of developed a rapport.
Oh yeah, Cookie Crumbles, that's the cultist, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
really nice one.
Yeah.
What is it with, like, some of the cultists having names relative to sweets? Graham Cracker, Cookie Crumble.
I
Amber,
like
totally
sweets.
planned that.
Actually, it's because in both of those cases, the names came up as jokes. Because when Graham Cracker came up, it was because
He was the
it
burn
was
pony.
the burned pony, and I was like, is his name Graham Cracker?
Right, because Graham. Right.
Because, yeah, Joshua Graham. And then when it came to Cookie Crumbles, it was just like we were all joking about the name Cookie Crumbles as a pony, and then so he made one.
Well, actually, in the case of Graham Cracker, I'd already gotten the joke well before, and that was already his name.
Oh, so I just guessed it correctly.
Yes, you just guessed it correctly because it was such an obvious joke. But an obvious joke worth playing out. So, alright. So everyone's kind of splitting off in a number of different ways, and that's going to be very interesting to coordinate.
Sorry.
We're getting it
So
done.
people are talking to Joy, and Cookie Crumbles, and Buffalo Bill, and Slinger, and many more.
Well, I think that was all four of them
That
that
was-
I was going to go for.
yeah, but
And then me and Zenkarn are going to go sparring and stuff so that he can get practice without magic and I can
yeah,
figure out
and-
how to fight again without fire.
and you guys can basically pick out a like the machine curse before. You can, if you're going to be affected, you can pick out a new set of combat talents to reflavor it how you like.
And I mean, in the case of some of them, it's just a matter of passing on the same info. So it's not necessarily like for Tibbs and Joy. So
Yeah. So also while you guys are heading out, Blinky says that she is going to head over to Stable 998 and pick up a bunch of the materials that need transporting. So that's where she will be during all this.
Can she let them know while she's there?
Yeah, she's letting them know she's letting you guys know as you start to leave that she's going to be making a trip to pick up, vending machine and all the stuff that needs to be sent to Skyfall and the Trojan bots that is being donated to the town. All that.
There's also the stuff about we have gems at Blinky's that needs to be taken to Stable 998 for Golden Crown to liquidize, but that's not really urgent at the moment.
Well, then she can do that in the same trip.
Woo. Blinky's just getting stuff done. War coming, business. I have business to attend to.
It's important business, but yes.
Cool.
All right. So yes, Tibbs and Joy. Tibbs, you're basically just passing along...
Passing on the info, telling her to sort of spread the word, and
Joy actually, when her reaction when you tell her that stuff's getting started, she's like, "Oh, I already know."
Kind of figured, but figured I should let you know anyway.
All right. I am concerned about how this town's going to react. Everyone here is...
Fight? You think they're going to pass it? You think they're going to pass it up?
No, not pass it up, but I wonder what side they're going to choose. Because some of them have profit in mind more than the glory of battle. Many wastelanders are looters first and fighters second.
Tibbs is just going to shrug and say, they're going to pick the same side any pony picks in the waste, their own.
That they are. But there are. It's been demonstrated many times already that there are ponies who know how to take advantage of ponies who only pick their own side. Sometimes, in order to protect yourself, you have to stand for something else.
Tibbs is just going to shrug and say, well, when the chips fall, I'm just expecting ponies to make sure they don't die. So
I will try and make it clear that ponies' lives hang in the balance, but well, it could be interesting. May have to weed out a few of the weaker-willed ponies.
Tibbs is just going to smile at that and say, tell you what, if you happen to encounter any ponies that look like they might be thinking about not protecting this town in some form or fashion, send them to me. I'll take care of them.
I know better than to ask how, but I'm also mildly curious, but I'll leave that to you.
Tibbs will just
very well
nod and then proceed to head out and spread the word
also,
to...
I understand you want... It was mentioned in passing that you wanted me to make deliveries to Skyfall at some point.
Oh, yeah, well, that was before all this war business happened, so...
Well, I've still got one last shipment to make, and I understand that Skyfall could use some of the materials from that stable.
Then I would absolutely suggest going for it.
Very well. Yes, so I will wait for word on that front then. After all, the armies are still going to be filling each other out before they start drawing battle lines. We've got time. Just not very much of it, but we've got time.
Tibbs is just going to kind of let out a sigh and go, time, the only commodity I can't pay for.
If only.
Yeah, well, you get back to business, I got mine to take care of, so.
Yes, okay. Then let's move over, because we should probably be quick on the uptake. Let's go over to Tempered Steel and Cookie Crumbles. Cookie Crumbles is back in his little...
So to clarify, I'm trying to get information from him?
I don't know what you're doing. You decide what you're doing.
When Flotsam said someone should talk to Cookie Crumbles, it was in terms of see if he has any insider information on the cult. But you can make of that what you will.
Okay, then.
Okay, so you find Cookie back in his usual, alleyway hovel. This time alone, because the scouts that were, undercover near him both left. One of them died, the other left. So Cookie is just kind of looks a bit depressed, just kind of laying on his little sleeping bag as you come by. He looks,
is he inside the building, or?
And it's not a building so much as a series of strategically placed blankets.
Is there like a hard surface to knock on or something?
No. Well, I mean, you can knock on the on the wall of the building near you. But
Okay, yeah, Tempered Steel will do that.
and you hear a bit of a ugh, and then his head pops out, cheerful as ever, and says, "Hello. Do you want to hear
Hello.
more about the word of Tiamat?"
Well, maybe another time.
Oh, okay.
You looked like you were feeling pretty down in there.
Oh, well, the great dragon's work is very challenging sometimes, but we must stick to the faith.
Well, we did just go and meet one who's, well, more or less still, I guess, for lack of a better term, alive.
Okay, so that's where they went, huh?
Well, not exactly. But, if you like, I could see if there might be an opportunity for you to meet the guy sometime. He's, halfway. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Here, one moment. Tempered Steel's going to, get one of his, love cookies, and he's going to offer it to, Cookie Crumbles.
Oh, what? You actually have cookies?
Yes.
That's... He actually starts to tear up a little bit. I don't think I've had a cookie since I joined up with... I mean, I got my cutie mark in baking, but takes a tentative nibble at the love cookie. You can almost see the love hearts appear in his eyes as he just swoons with emotion and just dives into that cookie. Oh man. Oh, it's been so long. Thank you.
The little guys who make them, they're like the friendliest, best critters you could ever hope to meet.
Really?
Yeah.
I confess, not everyone around here is very friendly. But no, I shouldn't.
Let me tell you, I can't confirm it, but I'm pretty sure the secret ingredient in that cookie is quite literally love.
That's sweet.
It is. They're a sweet bunch of people, and the dragon, he couldn't stand to see anything bad to him happen to him. He's a pretty decent guy.
He contemplates the crumbs on his hooves in what appears to be very deep thought. And he says, "Do you think well, no, I can't abandon my mission, but do you think they would allow me to visit, maybe?"
I think they should. I mean, I'll check to make certain, but I think if the little guys who make these cookies have any say in about it, there should be no problem in you visiting at all. And what's more, they'd be more than happy to throw a tea party for you with plenty of more of where these came from.
A tea party?
Plenty more of these cookie things.
Those sound like the most amazing creatures in the wasteland. Surely you... Oh, is this... Is this what skepticism feels like? Is this what every other pony feels like when I talk to them, telling them about the great dragons and their fantastic gifts?
It very well could be.
Oh. Oh, wow. Mr. Minotaur, Mr. Steel, I did not think my faith could be shaken, but somehow you have with these lovely cookies.
Tempered Steel's going to take out a second cookie and offer it to him.
He wolfs it down immediately, like a starving man who hasn't eaten in weeks.
But anyway, thing is, the cult, the larger group of them, they're, and admittedly, they are being led by a very nasty individual right now, but they're kind of on the move with some bad intentions.
He looks a bit sad again, but not as much as he was before, and he says, I would occasionally hear on the radio, and I didn't want to believe it because it was all I had, and this was all I had, but if creatures exist that can make these kinds of cookies, then maybe I have been on the wrong side. I want to go back to making cookies.
Who knows? Maybe they can teach you to make some version of these things. I mean, I don't know how it works putting love in as a secret ingredient, but...
He gets up with what looks like almost renewed confidence, and he gives you the most serious look you've seen him give anyone in a while, and he says, "What do you want to know, Mr. Steele?"
I guess we're just looking for insight to help us handle this situation.
Mr. Steele, Well, it is necessary for any organization out here to protect themselves, and I've always made peace with that. But I suppose, from what I've heard, I've been away from them for far too long to be up to date in their operations. My mission was always to preach and to spread the word, and their gospel is very thorough and compelling. But I'm almost willing to give it all up for these cookies. Whatever the dragons have done very little for me, and here you show up with these great cookies.
Well, let me tell you, the dragon who watches over the little guys who make these cookies, if you go to meet him, who knows, maybe he actually might be able to do something for you.
I'd like that. Okay.
Here, but you know what?
But yes,
how about
to get back to your question, Mr. Steele. If what I've heard is true, that they are hiring ex-raiders and mercenaries to buffer up their security, well, I suppose their faith wouldn't really matter at that point, but there are still many more who do genuinely believe, and I do not know. Faith is a very strong binding for a pony. The ones who truly believe and are committed to the cause, they won't question it. They will lay down their lives for it. If you're going up against the cult, that is what you're up against. You're up against, well, he looks down at the crumbs on his hooves again. Nearly unshakable faith. I'm afraid that's all I have.
Here, you know what? How about you gather up how much of this stuff that you have here is stuff that you'd care about leaving behind?
He looks back in his little makeshift tent, brings out, he looks in his bag and sees that it's full of these flyers from the cult. And then he rolls up his sleeping bag and picks up his lantern and says, leaving the bag behind in the tent, he comes back out and says, just the essentials.
All right, you know what? How about you come with me, and if nothing else, that'll be the quickest way to see if we can't get you an introduction and get you over to where these cookies came from. In fact, you might even get a chance. In fact, you'll probably get a chance to meet one of the little guys. We've got one with our group right now.
Mr. Steele, I've not known you or your group very long, but that would be wonderful. Thank you.
And let me give you a warning ahead of time. No matter, some of them might try to tell you otherwise, but the little guy's name is, in fact, Vermilion, from what I've been told.
If he can make cookies like these, I'll call him whatever he wants. And he follows you back to the shop, I suppose.
And Tempered Steel will give him a third cookie as they go.
He, instead of wolfing it down like the other one, he accepts it calmly and just gently nibbles at it for the duration of the trip.
Aw, friendship.
Alright, Javolt and, Mighty Hide Bill.
Right?
Lacking a kind of a proper prison, what they've actually done is basically taken his old, duplex room, barred the windows and the doors, and basically turned his old house into a makeshift prison.
Really?
With one of the windows held open and barred for people to be able to look in and speak with them.
Right. I walk up and I knock on the window.
Almost in a huff, you see the buffalo just charge up to the window, almost crashing up against it, his eyes glaring down at you, and almost steam coming out from his nostrils as he just contemplates you and... What?
Yeah, this, Ribcage is about to be attacked by an invading army. I'm pretty sure you want to be out there beating up the soldiers.
And what do you care?
I don't.
Okay.
But I know that you hiding in this room is not going to do much favors for your reputation. Just thought I'd give you a tip.
You've already ruined me.
Have I?
Yes. Made
Really?
everyone think I was a crazy person, and then you ruined our chances of getting any meaningful loot from the stable, and you locked me up in here. Now everyone thinks that I'm crazy and a criminal.
Okay, first of all, I'm crazy, and I've had no trouble with it. Second, the loot thing, yeah. A lot of the loot that was really useful was actually outside the stable at the time, because a lot of it was actually crazy robots.
He just goes back to his mattress and plops down on it, still within earshot, talking distance, but just not looking at you, instead contemplating the far wall.
So what you're saying is you would prefer to stay in here like a coward?
Yes, I'm done.
With what?
With even trying. I mean, yeah, I blame you for a lot of my troubles, but I guess there's some facts I can't ignore. I let myself get mind-controlled by a shiny frickin' bauble, and he kicks at the dresser, sending it crashing to the ground.
Yes, well, I once poked my head into a dragon's soul. We all make mistakes.
Well, my mistakes have landed me in here, where no one trusts me.
Excuse me. He turns to one of the guards.
There are no guards.
You don't...
It's basically just next door to Joy's bar, which the Snake Skull bar, which seems to be security enough.
Right, he makes a show of looking around and he says, "Well, there are no guards here. I'm pretty sure they trust you enough to not walk out without
I've
permission."
tried.
Really?
Yes. And Javal, you notice that there are a few buffalo-shaped indentations in the walls and near the windows.
All right, what's really the problem?
It's obvious, isn't it? What more needs to be said?
You have to remember, I literally have brain damage. I can't translate all this unwritten stuff.
Everything I tried in the last few days was failed and based off of lies anyway.
Really?
Yes.
Everything?
Everything.
And I'm sorry. Everything?
Go away, donkey.
Yeah, no, I'm getting you out of here. And he goes to the door and tries to figure out how to open it.
Oh, he comes back up to the window and just glares at you. Okay, what are you doing now?
Well, if you're so worthless, you should be on the front lines as a meat shield, then.
Oh, no. Just leave me to sulk, for Pete's sake. Don't patronize or pity me.
Who said anything about pity? Pity. It's pronounced pity. Why is it not pronounced pity? It sounds different that way.
Shut up, you are giving me a migraine.
No, I don't think that actually works. You see, migraines come from pains.
And he slams his head against the window, and the stone of the building shakes a bit.
See, what your problem is that you haven't learned to direct your rage. You let your rage direct you.
I'm not in the mood to be psychoanalyzed.
See, anger is used for dangerous situations. You know, killing things that are attacking you.
You think I don't know that?
But you just flail about.
I'll show you flailing about.
No, you're not supposed to show me. You're supposed to show the army that's marching on to town.
Screw the army. I don't even care. This town can burn for all I care. For all it's done for me. For all I've done for it.
How long have you lived here again?
Good number of years now.
And you're pretty sure you want this all to burn down. Your
yeah.
bar over there, your buddies that you...
What buddies? They all hate me now.
Really? Did they come up and say that?
Yeah. No, got a whole parade of ponies looking in to see the crazy Buffalo Bill.
Well then, why haven't you used that?
What do you mean, used that?
I mean, if they think you're a crazy Buffalo Bill, you get to define exactly what kind of crazy that is.
Are you serious right now?
People think I'm crazy, and I've used it to manipulate plenty of situations.
Your solution to my problems is to use my reputation as a crazy person?
It'll get you free drinks, I can tell you that.
He just jumps back, scrapes his hose, and just charges at the window. And against all odds, after this repeated hits he's been pushing on it, the stone cracks. He pulls back and charges again, and that section of the wall just crumbles in front of him. And he rounds on you and charges on you against you again, just slamming his head against you.
Okay, I guess I just take that. Should I roll something?
I guess endurance or acrobatics to dodge.
Yeah, I'll just do endurance. Wait, what's my... Yeah, I'll do... Yeah, I'll do endurance. And that's a 28. Almost a natural 20. One short.
Alright, you have the endurance capacity to basically take the hit without damage and without budging. Is that what you want to do?
Sure.
Alright, he charges at you, but you manage to push back almost just as hard as he's charging at you, and you end up kind of locked in this head-to-head stalemate as he more hot air just pushes out of his nostrils. Just
I think I remember this. This is when we first met. We were doing some arm wrestling thing.
I remember.
And yes, I think I had some help, and I won, and you were drunk, so it wasn't completely fair, was it?
You think I'm crazy just like the rest? I will show you crazy. I come from a long family of bullfighters. I have a heritage, and I'm going to live up to it however I can. And he breaks away from you and just charges down the street, apparently heading out of town.
The army's that way!
He doesn't listen, and he just rounds a corner, scaring a couple ponies that were coming around. And then they just kind of look at you and look back at Bill rushing off in the distance.
He'll figure it out.
Guys, why did we send Javal to talk to the most volatile person we needed to talk to?
I don't know.
Doug was out of the room when that was decided.
So, guys, guess who's fighting for Tiamat?
I don't know.
I hope not.
Just like,
I think Bill's
so
just going to fight everybody, which may or may not work in our favor.
Frankly, I just think Bill's going to go try and attack the army now, which is probably going to wind up with him dead.
Buffalo
that's
Bill
what I'm
versus
worried
the
about.
world.
Buffalo Bill versus the world.
If he dies, I call dibs.
Searching
No.
for a girlfriend named Flowers, and
Okay, maybe not in the Pilgrim sense, but that was a special scene.
Oh god.
I'll admit,
God, we got a crazy bull going around now.
He's a buffalo. Not
sounds
a
like a
buffalo.
disease, like an STD that's going around. Like
Oh,
crazy bull.
God.
You got crazy bull. Shit.
Crazy buffalo. So Javal, how did it go? Well, he broke out, and I
Male
don't
buffalo are
if
called
this is-
bulls, so we can...
If this is next to
say.
Joy's bar, does Tibbs notice anything?
This would have been a little bit after Tibbs' talk with Joy.
Does
So not
Joy
give two
notice anything?
shits.
Snake actually comes out of the bar, hearing the commotion, and just gives you a sharp glare. What did you do, donkey?
I did not knock down this wall. I was trying to unlock the door. The wall knocked itself down.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it was the owner of the room that knocked the wall down, so it's going off to fight the army that's coming to invade. That's probably a good thing.
You've just introduced a wild card to the battlefield, donkey.
Oh, good. Wait, what game are we playing? Are we playing poker, Yahtzee, or...
War! And he goes back inside.
I was never good with war. I preferred things like Yahtzee or poker or... There was this one game, Skip-Bo. I think somebody...
You are now
made it.
talking to yourself.
What's the difference? He talks like there's
You
no one
say that
listening
like
anyway.
it's gonna stop him.
No, not like it's going to stop him, just a statement of fact.
Okay,
Oh.
so that's Buffalo Bill taken care of.
Massive
Taken
air
care of.
quotes, taken care of.
Oh god.
Yes,
Oh,
taken
man.
care of in probably the worst way possible.
I was not expecting much from these last two scenes, but that turned out amazing.
That was great. I'm not even mad that probably made Bill an enemy or a wild card. That was beautiful. Good job, Weaver.
Of course, I told him to go crazy on the battlefield and then realize that ribcage people are cheering him on. And
someone live stream says, wasn't Zenkarn supposed to be the recurring villain at this point?
I still ask, am I not?
Well, you've got everything except the actual evil part.
How am I not evil? What do I have to do for you people? Kill a baby?
Yes.
What have you done that's actually...
Not necessarily evil.
You're not evil until you've kicked at least 12 kittens with spiked cleats on. I mean, you gotta go the extra mile.
Let's be fair, it's at least like 6 or 7, you know.
No, it's gotta be 12.
Next time I go to the Hive, I'll punch a love cat in the face.
Wasteland. I mean, you gotta go the extra mile, or you just aren't evil enough to be recognized as a real villain.
There was a whole stable of kittens, and you didn't kill a single one. What kind of evil villain?
Okay,
I was impress the girl at the time. Come on.
Okay, wait. Okay, wait. A genuine question. Hulis, when has Zenkarn actually been evil?
Have something for this. Give me a minute.
Well, he was going to drown someone in his own blood, but someone beat him to the kill.
Being slow.
I think you just don't have enough actual instances of evil. Could it be that Zenkarn's just neutral?
Tibbs is more evil than you, actually, yeah.
Oh my god, I need to go kill someone.
Tibbs has done more evil things than you.
Like, name one thing Tibbs has ever done that's evil.
Murder?
Sell
You
drugs!
mean, like, murder people?
Oh, everyone here has murdered people.
Murder in a very painful way?
Torture the guy you guys were questioning?
He advocates the expansion of his
Drug empire?
Yeah, but that's not really evil. That's just a business thing.
I'd say selling drugs is kind of evil.
I don't think.
Not if you're selling drugs to evil people.
He's profiting off the suffering of others.
Making others suffer.
Alright, Spud, I need a solo session where I just skip the party and go murder people when I'm paranoid.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Don't give him hope.
Maybe not.
Oh.
Okay, so what remains then is the rest of the interested party and Slinger, I think.
Yep, that's Flotsam and, mine.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah, Flotsam goes straight to Slinger's house, I suppose.
Slinger doesn't really have much of a place, but
yeah.
he does kind of.
Yes.
You kind of ask around and find out that he mainly kind of roosts on this on the roof of one of the buildings in the second rib, kind of in a central-ish location, so that he can kind of survey the town all at once.
Flap, 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 flap.
Oh.
Oh.
And you see he's kind of made a little bit kind of like a camp there, on the roof of the stone building,
And
overshadowed by one of the big dragon bones, where you set up a little bit, kind of a bedroll and basic tent, and with a strong box full of his equipment.
And is Slinger himself in view?
Yep. You see him breathe a small fire onto this little campfire he set up there. And then he notices you and says, "Oh, Flotsam. Hello again."
Hi. There's some serious stuff we have to talk about. Can you come down and talk to Powder in there? I assumed that it...
Alright, yeah, I can do that. Town's been real quiet lately. Guessing because you just rolled up and kicked ass and took names.
It's not just that. Have you heard about the cultist army?
I'm not really tapped into the rumor mill.
Well then, we've got to fill you in on some things.
Do have access to a radio, though, and there was this small broadcast earlier talking about the cult mobilizing. More details to come, he said.
Flotsam nods. Yeah, that's basically it. Yes. So we're all on the ground now, so there's all three of us having this talk, right?
Yes. Yeah, he
Okay.
flies down As you finish up that part of the conversation, he comes back down to the street.
Basically, the cult's heading this way, and we kind of want to strike at them while they're a bit distracted.
You want to preempt a small army?
Sort of. Mostly what we need is information. You're a hybrid. You used to be with the cult. Then there's Slinger. Not Slinger, sorry, Swift.
Yeah.
And then there's Swift. And from what I can tell, he still has eyes and ears inside the cult itself.
Yeah, he was always the quiet one, but he knows how to get around silently and quickly. Very connected he is.
And,
listen. Before I forget, Flotsam pulls up her pit buck and switches it to the map tab and gesture and zooms in on the little marker that Swift put on it where the safe house is.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about what's here?
Oh, that would...
Swift
said he was... If Swift gave that marker to you.
Yeah, he said it was a safe house.
Yeah.
We haven't had a chance to check it out yet.
Oh.
I was wondering if there's anything useful there.
Well, that would be where he's been, if not running his operations from, then at least protecting some of his fellow ex-cultists. You know, the ponies who didn't just run, but wanted to stick around and try and do something about the cult.
I think we might need to talk to them.
Yeah, the ex-cultists are kind of a faction in and of themselves, but a very, very tiny one compared to anything else. It's mainly just Swift and some friends. I think there's only like one other hybrid that's not... Yeah, only one other hybrid that's not part of the army now.
You know who that is?
No, I haven't really made contact with him. Swift just... It came up in conversation. He said he had another hybrid leave and join up.
Alright then.
Again, I just wanted to get away, but still do something that wasn't involved with the cult. Figured being the only pony thing with a gun in a lawless town would be the best use of my skills.
Well, you did the right thing.
Certainly a good use.
You know, I've tried my best, even if no one really likes me here.
Well, you earned some cred fighting us, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, not much credit since we lost, but at least I was supporting the town's interests. It's always baby steps when you're dealing with criminals like this.
Of course.
Yep.
Well, they're not all criminals. Listen, can you tell us... There are a couple of things we need to know, and you having been in the cult, maybe you have some information. We need to know what the size of their army is, and if they know where Visuki is, where her lair is. Last you were there, did you have any information on that?
Well, the cult wasn't... before the executive showed up with all his goons and started recruiting from the Four Horses gangs as they were, it wasn't that big. But then we started getting bigger. We had a small elite team of scouts, but... we were small, and then things started getting bigger, and that's when, the broadcasts started going out from, smack talk and whatnot, started telling us to get out, and so we did. And from what I understand, they've just gotten bigger now since, Famine had a partnership with them. They got a bunch of ponies that way. From what I hear, he's been bringing mercs from outside as well.
So their army's been bulked up by folks outside the cult who are now allied with the cult.
Yeah.
That ain't good.
They've been recruiting like mad up in Gold Rush from what I hear.
Oh man.
So there are a bunch of new ponies from outside who, see that this big old safe faction and figure, hey, I can help out and get paid or something.
As soon as she hears the words, new ponies from the outside, she kind of visibly flinches, and kind of shakes herself. Okay, so, then, what about Visuki? Did you know anything about where she was before you left?
Yeah, that's one of the cult's closely guarded secrets. They discovered Visuki's lair and have had, well, not on even my level as a high-level scout, but the upper echelons of the hierarchy, they have somewhat regular communication with Visuki, and her lair is, well, not greatly overtly guarded, so as not to draw attention, still pretty heavily guarded from within.
Flotsam looks crestfallen.
There's
So
basically the cult's Dragon Guard, which
The
is...
Suki is actually in contact with the cult?
I've never met her myself, but while we were in our service, we were protected from the curse, and we understood that some of that in exchange for sacrifices of a material or other nature, they also gained certain aspects of knowledge for various purposes.
So you don't know where she is?
I think I might know the general location.
Flotsam holds up her pitbuck, hopefully, which is still switched to map.
He scrolls along the map, and then places a marker, like, at pretty much the direct, northeast edge of the mall, right behind the Red Scout Cathedral. And he says, that area, give or take a dozen miles or so in either direction.
Okay. And, Swift and his allies, do you think they might have any better clue?
Swift would probably have more up-to-date information than me.
Y'all know a good way to get in contact with him?
Do we just go to the safe house?
Swift kind of comes when he's needed, honestly.
Well, we sure do need him now.
I'll see what I can do to kind of get his attention. If there's nothing more to discuss, I'll get right on that.
All right.
And
thanks for the help.
He nods and takes to the air, going high, high, high up into the sky. And once he gets almost where he just looks like a speck above you, you can see him start to breathe fire, almost drawing smoke signals in the sky.
And Flotsam, you ever get one of those ideas that you know is so stupid it just might work?
Quite frequently. To do with explosives. Why? What are you thinking?
Well, he said the place would be heavily guarded. At least, well, heavily guarded enough. Which, I don't know, adding to our hundreds of layers of distractions. You want to make a big boom outside of a dragon's lair?
Well, yeah, but can we do it in such a way that we don't all die afterwards?
Well, yeah, that's what we do. We sneak in while they're going out to investigate the boom.
Well, I suppose if I made the boom, I could fly up into the air. Okay, I can make a big boom.
So is that about it?
Yeah, we should get back to the others now, huh?
I got a terrible plan taking shape. Hope some pony's got a better one.
So a couple of hours, well, about an hour later, you all eventually regroup back at Blinky's shop. Blinky hasn't returned yet, but you notice that Jin has gone off apparently on his own business. He's not there at the shop, and right now it's just there's a Raven is there actually.
Oh yes, everyone. This is Raven. Raven, this is everyone.
All right.
Hello everyone.
Hi again, Raven.
And of course,
I wasn't quite paying attention. Who went to talk to Buffalo Bill?
Does it
Javal.
matter?
Javal? Oh, Javal, what did he do?
Oh, I just gave him a little motivation.
Javal?
Is he okay?
I'm pretty sure he will be.
What kind of motivation?
Why, your kind, of course.
What? Javal, you had one job. One job.
Where is Bill?
I'm pretty sure he's off to fight the army.
You
Which
don't
one?
know, do you? You have no idea what he did, do you? No idea.
I gave him a way to regain his reputation. I gave him motivation to do the thing that regained his reputation. And I gave him a general goal.
Which goal? Which army did you direct him to go fight?
One that was invading Ribcage.
Javal, did he storm off angrily or excitedly?
Yes.
Javal, did you encourage him to fight us?
No.
I think he's gonna fight us.
No, he's gonna go after... he's gonna get himself killed.
Rolling dibs still.
If he fights me, I'm blowing him up. He's fine with them. No mercy. He had 2 chances. 2 chances. I never learns.
I only counted the one, actually. What was the second one?
The one where he just ran off now.
See, that's actually him doing the right thing.
But he's
How
gonna
do
get
you know?
Raven kind of gets up from her stool and places a hoof on Javal's shoulder. You'll have to forgive my brother. He kind of sticks to his own internal logic.
Raven,
I understand that.
Raven, did you see Buffalo Bill go anywhere?
I was kind of busy with my work this morning, but I did hear about a breakout.
You broke him out.
Technically, he broke himself out.
But you helped him break out.
Actually, no. I was working on the door. He went out through the wall.
You were gonna break him out.
What was going to have happened is irrelevant. What has happened is all that matters.
Okay,
Flotsam.
well, next time we have a sensitive diplomatic mission, you are not even in consideration.
Flotsam
Not
is
even
just
for a
getting-
second.
Flotsam is getting more and more distraught, and you can see her kind of pulling at her mane and going, no, he's gone off by himself, he can't be out there by himself. He can't be out there, she can't be out there by herself, she can't be out there by herself, not in the motion, she can't be out there, her
Flotsam.
tongue won't work.
Calm. Like
I
Zankarn
can't
was
be worrying about all these people, Zankarn, we have stuff to do, I can't be worrying about Bill, I can't be worrying about Snow, I can't...
Calm down.
Flotsam, listen. Bill's gonna be fine. He's an idiot, but he's a really, really tough idiot.
But Snow...
We'll find Snow, right? If she's anything like what you've told me she's like, she's got a good head on her shoulders and enough kick to stay alive. Let's start with the basics. How far away from here is Hayditch, travel-wise?
A few weeks.
Right.
Something like that, I don't remember. It took me longer.
If it's a few weeks, she won't be here yet. And you know what traveling in the wasteland's like. There's always little delays, so there's a really good chance she's not in the moor yet. And if she's not in the moor, she's safe.
Yeah, she'll be okay as long as she's not in the moor. I'm sorry.
No,
Thank you.
you're allowed to be worried, and it's fine. You don't have to worry about everyone on your own. That's what I'm for. I'm here to help you with, and at least some of the others here are here to help you with.
Most of us got your back, Flotsam.
Flotsam just hiccups back her sobs and just kind of nuzzles into Zenkarn looking very, very tired.
It's worth mentioning that from beyond the fourth wall, just about everyone in chat, and probably even listening after the fact, is mentally giving Flotsam a hug right now.
Oh,
good. They've stopped telling me to give love cats drugs then.
Now they're gonna start doing it again. You reminded them.
No.
Ah, god damn it.
Life
These
moves
are all
on.
the voices in Zenkarn's head.
Questionably canon, moving on.
I mean, Javal definitely hears some voices in his head. I'm not sure if he hears the chat. After all, that's what's in Zenkarn's head.
Anyway, Weaver's not even tapped into the live stream chat, so...
Yeah.
Neither is Lapis, so... Anyway. Let's see, at this point, there is another knock at the, shop door. And, you see outside the windows there is a rather heavily decorated, war pony.
Oh, you mean from the war tribe?
From the war tribe.
Okay. Javal sort of awkwardly glances between Flotsam and the door and sort of cringes and says, "Yeah, I want to help with that, but I'm probably not going to be able to, so I'll just handle this," and he walks to the door.
Flotsam just calls out softly, "Good call."
So he opens the door and says, "Hello."
Hello. My name is Silver. I'm an envoy of Conquest. I wish to speak with you officially.
Sorry, what?
Speak with you, the Maulers, officially.
Come on in!
Yes, come in.
He steps in and takes off his helmet, and he says, "I understand that Gearhead made an unofficial visit last night, so you already know the basics."
Gearhead's the one who told us about the army, isn't he?
Yes.
I know the basics. What specifics can you tell us?
All right.
Kind of in the middle of a thing here, and I sort of look down. I look sort of down at Flotsam before looking back to him.
I don't mean to interrupt if you have other pressing business, but this is somewhat important.
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead.
All right. Is there a... He goes over to the counter, brushes away some of the glasses and goods upon it, and reaches into his bags and lays out a map of the Maw, which has already... attached to which, pinned to it, have already a number of little flags and markers in a variety of colors. And he kind of folds it until only the east half of the Maw is showing and lays it down across the counter. And he says, this is a decent representation of our scout reports from this morning. And he goes around to the back of the bar and then gestures at the map, and he says, basically, I imagine this is what Gearhead told you last night. We have scouts here and here and here, basically keeping an eye out. And we've seen sightings of cultist scouts and here, and this was a point where our two scout companies had a skirmish with one of the cultists, and ours were driven back, and they secured that area. So he takes out a quill and kind of draws a line, kind of waving through midpoint between Ribcage and the Red Scout Cathedral. He says, what's going to end up happening is that this is where territory is probably going to be drawn by the time our troops move into position. He points to a big old throng of markings, kind of look like they're kind of moving past Ribcage, and then a throng of markings that are kind of moving away from Red Skull Cathedral. Death and New Famine and Conquest are decided to commit themselves, at the very least, to command, if not fighting on the front lines. Although the voodoo curse does complicate things on that end. Death's influence will be limited.
Do you know exactly what the voodoo curse does?
As far as we understand it, as soon as magic is activated, spell is cast, it is immediately changed, usually for the worse. If not, and at the very best, just completely out of control for an unintended result.
If a spell was cast outside the voodoo curse, and let's say it was an enchantment and we took it in.
We have not... New Famine said that once that she had been asked to test such a thing herself, and the result of that was that the enchantment held in its normal configuration, but enchantments usually have a limited duration. And once recast, could not be sustained in the same way. And as for enchantments that are usually permanent, the voodoo curse has a way of breaking them down so that they deteriorate much faster.
What about ones that are just kind of natural, I guess the question is?
Natural enchantments? I don't quite get what you mean.
Changeling disguises.
Changeling? I'm afraid we don't have much experience with that.
What about flight? Pipes up Flotsam.
As far as I know, the basic Pegasus powers of flight are not affected.
She breathes a sigh of relief.
And to a limited extent, unicorn telekinesis still works, but not beyond a certain range. Say more than a dozen feet away. Telekinesis starts to go a little haywire. And even then, I wouldn't risk even that distance personally.
So basically, don't do any of the real fancy telekinesis.
Yeah, just if you can lift objects and keep them close to you, usually without too much problem. But anything more complex than that, than just exerting your basic will, that will trigger the curse usually.
So levitating two swords shouldn't be too much trouble.
As long as you don't reach too far from yourself and stay in close quarters. Do anything like throw the sword and best of luck to you. I've heard reports of ponies throwing weapons and then because they still had the grip on them, they would swing right back and hit themselves.
Ugh.
So you're saying if I try to lob a grenade with magic, it won't let go?
It depends on, well, you basically have to time it very well. If you just lob it correctly, you might be able to avoid that. It's all theory. What does and does not slide under the rule.
That's okay, I'll just hover it in front of my face and kick it with a hoof.
That would also work. Replacing magic with physical feats is definitely recommended in that area, but for those like Death who draw their strength primarily from magic, they are essentially crippled.
But if we can get rid of the curse and everything, we'd probably have a better advantage. Well, but of course they'd get their magic as well.
That is true.
Didn't they already say they got that magic from dealing with that dragon? Oh wait, we forgot to... Flotsam and I forgot. Sorry. Yeah, they can use their magic as long as Vasuki allows them, and Vasuki, as long as you give her offerings...
Wide at that.
So they
Wait,
just
really?
have full access and we're fucked?
The
Yep.
cults are in contact with Vasuki, and she seems like she might be on their side.
So they actually
it's
actually
more
have a
seemed to
dragon
me
on
like
their side.
Saying that you can pay a dragon off, so that doesn't...
It actually more sounded to me like, as long as they give her offerings, as in, she don't really care who she's helping, just as long as they're giving her gold or whatever she wants.
Well,
So
that
we might
does
be able to
correlate
find-
to the stuff I found in the Ministry of Magic before. Oh, the
Well,
Ministry of Arcane
yeah.
Sciences.
Javal face hoofs and says, "Wait a minute. Do you still have all those spare malfunctioning robot parts?"
Who?
You, the Raider tribe people.
Oh, well, Gearhead, that would be Gearhead's area more than mine, but yes, we've been, now that the machine curse has been lifted, we've been working on bolstering our ranks with a few attack robots, which should help give us a small edge, since, according to our reports, they don't seem to have a whole lot of robotic tech on their side. A little bit, but usually nothing in an attack formation, usually for scouting and intelligence purposes.
So if we can somehow
going
get Vesuvius to stop helping them, or at least get rid of the curse, we'd probably be a better advantage.
It sounds to me that, for the moment, the tribes are going to have to essentially hold the line while a small group sneaks in behind to neutralize the advantages.
Silver gulps and stares down at the map. Up till this point, our plans were based on the assumption that they would still be affected by the voodoo curse.
Yep, that's why we're going into sneak while there's, so we've got kind of a two-pronged strategy. We, kind of sent out a warning to the, Steel Rangers, and they're gonna start causing trouble up near the Gold Rush border. So that might be...
Okay. He
Vince
folds
to,
out the map again and arranges it so that you can now see all of Red Skull Cathedral and Gold Rush and Ribcage.
We also been, we asked for, our friends at the radio station to kind of, send out the we need help kind of thing. Yeah. Hopefully we get some ponies on our side heading over here. But basically our plan is while the irregular groups confront the army, we're going to send in a couple of disparate groups and to accomplish certain objectives. We got
most of all being to take out the dragon.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got one which will be including me and whoever else wants to come with me, which will be the mainline distraction. As well, Executive probably expects me to head right for him, so I'm going to do exactly what he thinks I'm going to do. And I head right for him.
Won't that play right into whatever counterplan he's got?
Probably. Yeah. I think together we should deal with the dragon first.
You are
Since
the
we
Dragon
ha-
Maulers, after all.
Well, we're not going to get to the dragon without a distraction, is the problem.
Well, yeah. But I don't think, especially since he'd probably having them all at the Red Scales Cathedral, along with all the help from the dragon, with us being hindered, no magic, and we want to deal with that as quickly and efficiently as we can. And the more of us we have there, the more likely we can get it done quickly.
I mean,
Why, it'll
between
only be me and maybe someone else.
If you're looking for a distraction team, why don't you take Javal along?
That's
Oh,
a great
gosh.
idea. Javal, you want to distract ponies?
Well, if I had to distract ponies, I'd bring Skyfall along.
What? Bring Sky...
Come
It is
on.
an airship, isn't it?
The airship ain't operational, you dummy.
How many
I
more
mean,
parts do we
it's
need?
operational.
Very
I mean,
nearly
don't
is.
we? I mean, we got the last of the parts they need, but aren't they still here?
Yeah, Blinky's
Flotsam had
Blinky's
left.
probably
Or Blinky.
Blinky's retrieving them now, basically.
How long do we got? We still
and
got
then,
like
and then
26
Joy's
hours.
going to ship them over to Skyfall.
Is someone saying that in character? Just because I know. Flotsam doesn't.
Someone.
I think
Aurelia.
Blinky did
Aurelia's like,
Aurelia.
I think Blinky was going out to get them.
Ah, alright.
Well, see, that
Well,
could help. That could help a lot. They could get Skyfall operational. I don't know how much time they need, but they'll have all the materials.
That's 24 hours, though, to get it all ready before the fighting really starts.
Well, listen, between Skyfall, Ribcage, and the Steel Rangers, and the tribes, and maybe if we're lucky some of the changelings from 998, well, maybe that'll be enough to distract the executive and the cult.
Do you think having a few experienced, very, very talented mechanics might help speed up Skyfall's construction?
Who's that?
Javal, I would assume. I give a
Blink.
glance over at
And
Firelight.
glances over at Raven.
Raven kind of looks behind her as if there's should be someone behind her, but then kind of gestures at herself, saying, "Really?
You're a mechanic, ain't you?
Well, I am. I've never worked on an Enclave airship before."
Think you could figure it out?
Well, she helped her husband build that mecha.
She kind of gives Javal a not exactly pleased look at the mention of that, but
So,
says
there was one flaw. It was a terrible flaw, but it was only one
it
flaw.
was a lethal flaw.
A
Yes. Well, it wasn't instantly lethal, and they could have been fixed in time.
Okay, wait. But, Powder, you're very good at machines too, right?
what? I am.
That's 4 very talented mechanics. I would say that
Here's a good
That would
idea.
help
We all
speed
go
up.
to Skyfall, patch it up as quickly and efficiently as we can. Then Skyfall flies in, and we drop in on the battlefield and sneak off from there.
because honestly,
Perform
an
an
airship.
airdrop? You know, I actually kind of like that idea. How
Because-
fast y'all
Just
think
look-
we could get to Skyfall?
Silver kind of his eyes widen at this. I was going to discuss infiltration routes here, but if you can get that city airborne, then he starts folding up the map. Then clearly you don't need me.
I
No,
don't know
no.
if we- I don't know if we
think, well, having a few, like, maybe splitting us up just to meet them, like securing an entrance into the dragon's lair, and then they could meet us up.
Hmm.
Yeah, we could send one group to do the mechanics, and one group as a bit of a, stealth team. Get in there early. Flotsam, you remember that idea that we discussed about the distraction?
Yeah.
Make a big enough
Aren't
boom,
I-
they'll think it's me.
Am I not going to Skyfall?
Well,
On the
Well,
one
actually,
hand,
that's a good
one-
point. Do we want to leave some of us here in case they, attack early or something?
Well, I think because we'll still have the advantage on our side with our spellcasters.
oh shit, no, we can't leave Flotsam here. She might be the key to getting the thing working. She's the only one with the right DNA.
Exactly. I mean, you have...
Javal actually put Chase in as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
But
actually.
But if there's another lot, I mean, there probably won't be. I don't know.
Maybe, but if there is, you should probably be there for it.
You're right.
I mean,
Okay.
if me, Firelight, and
Sorry,
Steel stay.
Alabaster Giant says, half powder keg will make an army of distracted guns. No way that goes wrong.
I do have a distractor gun. Oh, I could turn a Skyfall into a giant distractor gun. Then it'd explode. Nope, that's a bad idea.
Flotsam just
Yeah, no
flies
exploding.
back up. It's like, no, don't even
Well-
think about it,
Well,
cowboy.
you gotta admit, looking at that, an explosion of that size would be mighty
No, no,
Mhm.
no.
Wait.
Leave nobody on it.
That reminds me of something. Aren't there warheads
Yep.
in Skyfall?
Flotsam's
Mhm.
mouth drops open. Oh my gosh. Firelight, you genius! And she just
We don't
barrels into him and hugs him tightly.
We don't need to kill the dragon. We just need to throw warheads at it until it stops.
As much as I'd love to go with the nuclear option, and trust me, I do, I really would. Remember all the innocent ponies who are just following orders that we don't want to kill, and maybe the fact that nuclear fallout going through here again would not be great, and
it'd be fine.
all of the myriad reasons we don't want to fire more nuclear
And
missiles.
seismologically wouldn't be a good idea either.
There's an active volcano in the area.
I get it.
We'll save the nukes for us.
Yeah, but it's still a good idea for two reasons. One, it gives us a lot of ammo to work with to make smaller scale explosives. I can do that stuff. And two, it's a hell of a threat. They don't know that we're not gonna follow through on it. We've got a reputation as wild cards.
Nuclear deterrent.
Well,
I'm going to Skyfall.
I'm going Skyfall.
I think
Well,
that we're basically all going to Skyfall because the mechanics will have to go to Skyfall, which leaves the magically inclined as the stealth group, and
that's... Yeah, I think our job as the tribe will be to hold the line until... hold the line down south so that they don't get access to the stable or any of the resources down here, so that you can kill the dragon, and then we make our push.
Right. So that leaves... Should we try to sneak in to try and secure an entrance into the dragon's lair, or should we just go to the line to help you hold it?
You should probably all just go to Skyfall and work on that together, if I'm honest.
Is there a way we can keep in touch? Flotsam holds up her pit puck. Do you have a radio?
I can see about getting us a
Flotsam.
secure radio channel.
What was that, Powder?
We got the pit bug, which has got its own secure channel. So, what do you
Yeah,
say
I know,
about
but
leaving the radio we have to Crackle here, so that way we can contact them that way with that radio? That one's secure.
Well, what about those of us who are going to be worthless repairing that ship?
Yeah.
You want to stay here and help the front lines?
I'm happy to.
Well, it'd be far
need
more useful than try to do something we have no way of doing.
I don't know. Silver. Go ahead.
Aurelia actually speaks up at this point and says, I'd rather not... I mean, I could also help on the front lines, but I don't want... You guys do your best work together, even if you're not all, like, the specialists that apply right at this given moment. I mean, if you ask my opinion, splitting you guys up, I mean, for a really prolonged period of time, I don't know. It could work, but I don't know.
Of course the DMPC
it would
doesn't like the
guarantee-
option that puts more work on the DM. I'm just joking.
Well, and it's like Zencom says,
And besides,
And it also
well,
results in, sessions where basically half of you just don't do anything for half the session.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, like I said, you're going to be on the border of the voodoo curse anyway. All the mechanics are going back to Skyfall, which leaves the magically inclined in a situation they would not be very useful in. If they came with us to Skyfall, they could at least hand us tools.
There's also the fact that if we're traveling to Skyfall, it might not be safe.
True.
Even if we don't run across any cultists, and who says we won't, there's still critters to worry about.
Yes.
And I guess if we were all together...
Can't handle a few critters.
Actually,
Honestly,
I'm just saying I think Aurelia's right. We probably should stick together.
I honestly think
just had-
staying is,
split up before,
some
but
of
not
us
for very
staying
long.
where we
Wait,
are
what?
might actually be beneficial, and it's beneficial because we're going to have a better, sort of better view on what's going on here, I guess. It's not that I don't trust you guys, and I look over, sort of look out at like everyone else milling around. It's just that I think, we're going to be the team who needs the most up-to-date, accurate information, and yeah.
Can
Silver
I propose something
raises
out
a
of
hoof
character?
and says,
Oh, go ahead.
you mentioned handing over that radio connection. We could always keep you up to date that way. I mean, our forces will have a good idea of what's going on around here. If you really need to be updated on what's going on. And
if you really want to help, Zenkarn, do you remember that little quarry we ran into a while back?
Please tell me you're gonna ask me to do what I think you're about to ask me. In character though, yes.
Well, I'm pretty certain that hellhounds like shiny objects, and I'm pretty certain that it's a common rumor that dragons have shiny objects in their hoards.
Both of those things are technically accurate, yeah.
And I'm pretty certain you're intelligent enough to combine
Violet,
those.
want to come and help me round up a group of hellhounds?
Oh God.
What?
Oh God. You want us to make, or at least convince, a group of hellhounds to
Hellhounds.
What are we
go.
doing?
Hellhounds aren't unintelligent Actually, should I roll knowledge to see how much Zancon would know about them?
Maybe, yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, out of character, I know all the things.
Or at least we would probably know that they love shiny objects, at least.
Well, I mean,
is that just a straight?
You did knowledge
knowledge check?
rolls before, and you basically know
Did I?
enough about them that you can basically justify whatever you know out of character. Most of what you know out of character.
Like hellhounds aren't unintelligent creatures, and if the executive comes in and takes over, he's not going to let the chances are he's not just going to let a bunch of dangerous beasts wander around. So they're going to have a stake in this as well.
Silver sighs and says, as much as crazy as it is, you've done crazier just by reputation, but he starts packing up his things and says, well, I hope that the executive hasn't thought of the same thing, if he knows about the quarry.
I like how we've just basically all decided, let's throw everything in the maw at this right now.
We're gearing up for the final battle. Not
Oh
really.
God.
And of course Astaroth is just sitting in her volcano giggling at all this.
I like to imagine she's just sitting there with a widescreen TV eating popcorn, just flicking through like the various channels of what people are doing.
I love watching ponies kill each other. It's so entertaining.
They do it in such creative ways. Especially when you give them creative limitations.
Okay, so do we really want to do this?
Heck yeah, I do. Both in and out.
Yes,
character.
but
I like this idea.
So your goal is to actually go back and actively make sure that Skyfall becomes operational so that you can use it to basically just roll over and airdrop into the Voodoo Curse territory so that you have to deal with as little of it as possible.
Well, yeah, that's the goal of the mechanics team. The magic team gets to convince the hellhounds to go
It's to convince a bunch of hellhounds that... Okay.
There's treasure there if you're willing to take it.
I guess I have to restat and roll, and perhaps roleplay. Maybe not. Some hellhounds.
Oh God.
We can get Violet a puppy while we're there.
I shall ride it into battle. Oh God.
Well, looks like we've got... So I guess is that Tempered Steel, Firelight, and Zenkarn going in on the get Hellhounds on their side, and then we've got Flotsam, Javal, Powder, and Tibbs maybe on the mechanics side?
Does Tibbs, or is Tibbs there to fix up anyone who gets hurt making the ship go?
Shouldn't Tibbs be... No, I suppose as long as you have a
I think
medic.
we want one medic on each team, to be honest.
Yeah, so we need Tibbs with the
Cinderella with
mechanics.
Zenkarn.
We need to make sure, are we going to be okay... If we do this, we're splitting the party and it's going to be for a longer term than usual. Are we going to be okay with half of us not doing anything for half a session?
Could we maybe do sub-sessions instead? Because both of these are like one encounter pretty much.
Yeah,
like
basically.
getting the ship running.
I had an alternate, but I don't know. What were you going to say?
My idea was to split it up into two sub-sessions where we do a mini session. We do maybe instead of even just one session next week, we could still do the session. Well, no, Spud won't be doing a session this week. Like he'll be at Everfree.
Yep.
But before he goes to Everfree, we could do two small sessions just sometime during the week.
I'm going to be very busy this week.
Well,
So maybe after
alternatively,
he comes
do it.
we could look at it as we have a 2-week period to get those two sessions done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the week, when I come back, maybe we could find some time in that week. Yeah, sure.
And we could just do 2 small sub-sessions, and that way not have to have half the party not doing anything for most of the next session. We'd also get more stuff out of the way before Codeman has to go.
Yeah, because
you don't have much
if
time.
If we don't play next week, I have one more Sunday. So
okay then, good to know.
Because
So we've got one session that's me, Codeman, and Cuteless, and another session that's everyone else. Or was that how it was being split?
I think. Well, up to you. I mean, I want to go to Hellhounds. Firelight, what do you want to do?
Well,
what do you want to do?
To be fair,
man.
I essentially heal myself in combat,
man.
so it's fine.
I have to admit, this would be glorious, and I kind of want to go to the Hellhounds.
Well, there's also the consideration. It's either going to be, also from a character's perspective, it's either Tempered Steel, Tibbs, and Zenkarn, or Tempered Steel, Firelight, and Zenkarn. So
well, if Firelight wants to go to the Hellhounds, I mean, Steel, what do you want to do in character? Like, you don't have to come with us if you don't want to. No one's going to force it.
I can't imagine Tempered Steel, sitting around fixing the ship, because he's going to be worthless doing that.
You can, I don't know.
I mean, we're happy to have you along.
Maybe at some point you challenge the Hellhounds to a hammer fight.
Oh yeah, you should go just to steal the Hellhound's mech hammer, and then, dual-wield hammers, and it'll be amazing.
But I imagine that between fixing the ship
we're starting to get into the nitty-gritty here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You should probably focus on big picture stuff.
Just throwing my 2 cents in regards to the, Tempered Steel going with the Hellhounds. It would probably not hurt to have someone that looks like Big Muscle when talking to the big muscly dogs.
Well, overall,
I agree.
Between fixing the ship and going to visit the Hellhounds, he's going to be going with the second option, going to visit the would-be allies rather than, fix stuff.
All right. So, us 3 plus, I assume, Aurelia? Unless she wants to go fix the ship?
Aurelia shrugs. I guess, maybe, I don't know. I've never been up against Hellhounds except that one time.
I mean, I'm taking Butter with me, so I assume Jin's coming with us.
Jin groans and says, Hellhounds? Oh, boy.
Cool. Well, that's the party split.
Guess you could maybe get a chance to try a more unusual transformation.
Sure, yeah, that'll be great. And,
Aurelia,
playing
I'm
as a
pretty
Hellhound.
sure Aurelia, I'm pretty sure your big gun would be very helpful.
And, we will do some research in the Skyfall library to see if the Hellhounds have some big, scary monster that Jin can transform into in their mythos.
The kind of apex predators, Javal.
We'll just...
This
Look,
kind of
even
nothing
in the wasteland.
scarier.
Doesn't mean they don't have big, scary monsters.
I'll raise it, and then I'll just get the alpha to tell them what to do.
Yes, if only we could find research that shows that they're afraid of rarity.
Oh god.
Then we'd just whine until they do what we want.
Damn it. Now I can't put in that plot twist. Damn it.
Well, Tempered Steel does have Rarity's cutie mark on the bottom of his hammer.
Silver puts on his helmet, packs away his map, and says, I will report to Conquest that that's the general plan, to get Skyfall up and working while we hold the line. And I'll relay the information about the voodoo curse as well.
Flotsam gives him the secure frequency for the pit box so that if he obtains a radio, he can contact them.
We're giving him a radio, remember?
We need that radio because there's going to be split into... Oh, no, I suppose I can contact Zenkarn telepathically. Yeah, okay, you can have our radio.
Alright. He gives you all a bow and says, best of luck to all of us. And leaves.
Tibbs will also hand Firelight probably about 10 sheets of paper and say, you know what to do with this.
Oh god, I hope this goes well. Well. Oh.
While you continue to discuss your plans of action, about a little more than half an hour later, you see Blinky pull up to the shop, carrying 2 carts full of equipment, including the vending machine you saw down in the stable. She says, "Special delivery," And inside
Yay,
is
you brought us a Blinky!
and inside is all of the salvaged equipment that you claimed back in the stable.
All right.
Flotsam gives her a hug. Thank you.
Powderkeg gives her a kiss on the cheek. Thank you mightily.
Of course. So, I assume you've got a plan?
Yep, and it's a crazy one, as
It's
usual.
a great plan.
Of course.
Are you gonna try
Oh
not-
god.
It's a
See,
great
the not
plan.
so crazy part is that we're gonna get all this stuff back to Skyfall and try to repair the ship and ride that into battle.
I
The
see.
crazy part is that the rest of us who can't do mechanics, they're gonna be trying to get the hellhounds in the quarry on our side.
Blinky actually quirks an eyebrow at that, expressing
Yep.
her extreme surprise.
I wonder
really-
if hellhounds are fireproof.
Ooh, let's find out.
The goal was to diplomatize with them, not burn them.
Hey,
Yeah,
that
they
would,
might just
that would,
need a
be
show of
the
strength
opposite
before
of-
they listen to us. And Firelight setting them on fire is a good show of strength.
Vermilion, you can bake up cookies. You can bake up cookies, right?
But you feel free to answer that.
Butter. Sorry, I was a little busy. Missed the question.
Vermilion, you think you could bake up some cookies for him?
Butter nods and starts looking around for ingredients.
Guys, the GM has started calling him Butter. We're all doomed.
I've stopped caring. I don't know. Vermilion goes off and does that, whatever.
Doomed.
Vermilion goes off and does that.
You know, I just
Butter then
realized
pulls the baking pan out of the oven, and
But
then
it does a thing.
And then Vermilion grabs the sheet and hands out cookies to everyone, and Butter is pleased by how happy everyone is at Vermilion's cookies. There. Now everyone is confused.
you know, I just realized Cookie Crumbles is
He's
in the
still
room.
officially Vermilion.
Cookie Crumbles is in the room, but he's like been completely ignored this entire time.
He's actually been kind of smiling and patient with you this entire time.
Oh my god, Cookie Crumbles is here?
Yeah, he
I
followed
totally
Tempered
forgot.
Steel home.
Yeah, I'm sorry about
Like a lost
Cookie. I
puppy.
am so terribly sorry about that.
No problem. I'm actually quite honored to see you guys planning to I don't know, be heroes.
Oh, hi Cookie Crumbles.
Yes, but I think I should be making my way over to the stable now, if that's all the same to you.
Mm-hmm.
That seems fairly reasonable.
He bows to Tempered Steel and says, "Mr. Steel, thank you for the cookies. I will.
No problem.
I will treasure
Here, you
this
get
moment
some.
always."
You should wait till Vermilion gets a fresh batch out. Take some with you for the trip.
Wait. Before he goes, I'm sorry. My paranoia will not let this rest. Can you empty all of your pockets?
Well, okay. And he starts emptying out his bags and his pockets for you. No trouble at all.
Okay, and just search him completely, because I have this incredible paranoia that you have some sort of way to contact the cult, and if you do that, we're kind of screwed, because I didn't realize you were in the room the entire time we were talking about this.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that would be a reasonable concern, but as you can see, he turns out his pockets, and you actually see, kind of attached to the inner lining of his pocket, you see a little metallic device.
Oh, son of a bitch.
What in the world? What is this?
Oh, son of a bitch.
Wait, why?
Oh,
I
sweet
hardly
God.
blame Steel.
Goodness, he kind of plucks it off and stomps on it. Well, I don't know how in the world that got there.
Javal actually tries to grab it before he stomps on it.
Okay, you
Yeah.
can do that.
And then
Well, so
Javal
they
tries
have
to
it.
examine it to see what it does.
Oh, sweet celestials, goddamn.
God
freaking-
damn it. I hate it when this shit goes down.
Ah, son of a
You went
bitch.
to kill him. I
Stop.
asked to kill him ages ago, and everyone was like, "No, that's evil. Don't do that."
Look,
Alright, rolling
here's the
mechanics.
thing.
to
Roll
don't bring
mechanics.
random people into the room we're talking about important shit in.
We forgot
Okay.
to
Doesn't
do
matter if
that.
they're benign.
I got a 20.
Oh, God.
Okay, you know what, though?
No,
we all
no,
didn't know.
hang on.
Okay,
What-
okay.
what is it?
Fortunately,
Hold on.
it's only a tracker. It is not a listening device.
Oh, son of a
okay,
bitch,
thank
thank God.
It is
So it's just
only
like-
a tracker, probably planted there by his scout friends, so that they could find him again later if anything should go
Right.
wrong and they need to restore their cover.
Right.
Flotsam wipes her brow and goes, well, that's easy then. Cookie, you need to put this back in your shelter so that that's where they think you are.
Oh, well, okay, I can do that.
Oh, wait. Should I roll perception or something just to a search, or is it okay that, like, yes, he doesn't actually have anything else on?
He's completely cooperative, and you searched the lining of pretty much everything he's got. He even, he even lets you strip him down so you can check everything.
Okay, good.
Okay, let this close call be a lesson to us all.
Yes.
Think about who's in the room before we say things.
I
Javal
forgot.
sort of turns to Raven and says, "Do you have any hidden machines we should know about?"
Raven face hoofs.
Hey, at this point, it's a fair question.
Oh, gosh. Oh, freaking...
Well, that was
So...
That
Oh
was
my-
amazing.
God.
Oh,
That
man.
was the most entertaining thing I've had all week.
Oh my God.
So, we don't have much time, so we
We
ought to
should
really
probably-
find a way to get going.
Oh,
Ah.
Raven raises a hoof and says, "Wait, what about? Can we do my thing real quick then?"
What's your thing?
Yeah, we Zenkon
Wait,
said that.
no, I'm going to be traveling with you to Skyfall anyway.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but Zenkon said that he can't actually do it on the road. How about you lot go out shopping for whatever you think we'll need, and we'll do this thing real quick.
Ain't nothing we need to shop for. We need to go.
Actually, I have some caps and everything that I would like to buy medical supplies and such.
Raven says to Javal, "Don't worry, I can wait until Skyfall. I don't think I'm quite ready for this anyway."
Sorry, but I thought Zenkon was going to the Hellhounds.
If he's going to the Hellhounds, he'll have to go through Skyfall too.
You'll basically,
Oh, we're all going? Okay, that's
you'll
cool.
go to Skyfall, and then part of you will break off and head towards the Hellhounds.
Okay, I forgot how to map.
All right, and and Blinky looks to Powderkeg and says, "Do you want me to move back to Skyfall?"
It would be good for my concern for your safety.
Yes. I can hand over all my spare stock to Joy so she can ration it out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Or, let Snake tend this store so that he actually has a better job than cleaning up the bar. I think I think I will join you. I need to carry some stuff back anyway.
All right then.
Okay then.
If only we could find a way to get there faster, 'cause we have only a little more than a full 24 hours.
Spud?
Someone's whispering something.
Spud,
Oh,
quick
yeah?
question.
Mhm.
How was Joy transporting all of her items to Skyfall?
She has a courier basically pulling a cart from Ribcage to
We're going to strap
Okay.
rockets on the
Yeah.
cart.
Skyfall.
Okay, I thought there may have been something that made it faster, but no.
Cute.
For
Never
little-
mind.
For once,
let's-
I agree with Javolt. We should strap rockets on our carts.
What's up?
No,
now?
actually, I was saying that was a stupid idea, and we shouldn't do that.
Cuteless.
Yep.
Did you ever get that utility that was, spectral horses?
No, because I took flight instead because I'm an
Oh,
asshole.
okay.
Well, I wonder if between, I don't know, create crazy contraption and Jolt's mechanic, I wonder.
If we could create some sort of really quick vehicle.
Joy,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we
need
could
to follow your cat.
So everyone's going to work on making this vehicle super fast.
So I guess technically Raven could do the thing while we work on a vehicle, since none of the people involved with talking.
Well,
Javolt
Raven
would be
actually
involved,
has a
but-
bunch of mechanical parts to donate to the cause in that case.
Yeah, so
Yeah, she's making excuses. She doesn't want to do that right now.
Yeah.
let's roll mechanics checks.
Oh boy.
It is the end.
Oh.
It's kind of time to end the session, so I think with that plan in mind, we'll save
Okay.
that for another time.
Okie dokie.
Alright.
Unless, if we're gonna do the split session...
Oh, can I do the...
Actually, if you're okay with staying a little while longer, we can make sure we at least get to Skyfall.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Good with me.
Either way is fine by me.
Alright.
While they're working on this, is it okay if I go out and buy a few things?
That you can, yeah.
I thought you meant
Okay.
in real life there.
No!
Guys,
That's
just keep
okay.
going. I'm just going to the shops.
Tibbs, just kind of for the record, Tibbs is going to, while this is happening, visit Joy and just basically say, hey, you don't need your courier, I'm going to Skyfall anyway.
She accepts, and do you tell her about the fact that Blinky's going to be moving shop?
I don't tell her, but I do find Snake and tell him.
Oh.
Okay.
Alright, Snake tries not to look too pleased with the news, but kind of respectfully nods and thanks you for the information.
I'm gonna roll mechanics for building a strange vehicle.
May I help?
Yes, you may.
Yes.
Anyone mechanically inclined can help.
Alright.
So my roll ends up a 33.
I end up with a 23.
And Joy, not Joy,
Raven.
Raven gets a 1.
Wait, seriously?
Oh, but she has the donkey stubbornness, so she can...
Yeah.
Yep.
May I use Nimble Hooves mechanics to anything that deals with fine manipulation?
I suppose if you're trying to craft a quick magical engine of some sort, yeah, that could apply.
Thank you.
Can I make a roll for tempered steel to assist by, lifting things into place?
Yes.
So what
also gonna
skill
do
would I
some-
use? What skill would I use for that then?
Athletics.
All right.
That's a 26 from me.
Okay, 27, 33, 23, 26, 28.
And
then
I
bonus.
actually got a higher thing, so I'm assisting, so I can swap that with someone else's if that's needed. But
I could.
Well, I rolled a 6.
Yeah, actually, give it to,
yeah, I will yes. So Flotsam gets the 15 and I get the 6.
so that
Is that
turns it into
So Flotsam gets a
35.
35.
Okay. And are you using your crazy contraption skill for this powder keg?
No, because that only lasts a very small amount of time.
Fair enough.
Crazy contraption only lasts for, what is it? 10 minutes. So,
Oh, we can
you know,
get to Skyfall in 10
Power.
minutes,
Maybe we
surely.
can get to Skyfall in 10 minutes.
With a sufficiently crazy contraption, you could.
It's just a rocket.
We are taking a rocket.
create crazy contraption. Teleportation device.
Describe your teleportation device.
No,
in great-
no,
I didn't think you would be allowed to, because it had...
Okay, maybe not a teleportation device, but
Wait, no, hang on, link the talent. I'm curious about what the actual wording is.
Create crazy contraption. Rocket catapult.
Oh my god!
There's a lot of
I want to be alive when we get there.
Yeah, that's fine. Half the party can fly.
maybe not the cargo you're trying to transport.
Oh god. I
Okay,
think-
okay. My best idea yet. Create crazy contraption. Jet.
Okay,
That's-
how about cart rockets?
Okay. Better, best. Okay.
Oh,
When are we going to make a joke about putting the cart before the horse?
As soon as you find the chance.
a transwarp rocket cart. It goes so fast it warps through space-time to arrive at its destination.
Yesterday. It arrived yesterday.
No flagrant misuse of time travel.
Okay, wait.
Okay, so seriously.
Hold on.
though.
Let me look at the actual improvised fireman. Cannot have combat applications. Can only perform physical tasks. There's
but-
no. So teleportation is not physical. But I could build the rocket catapult.
Maybe
Like,
not
a
catapult, maybe
catapult.
rocket, anything else but that.
Yeah.
Okay,
How
what
about just-
about...
Build a rocket Trojan horse.
Yes. I'm going... No. I'm going to build a rocket cheetah.
I'm okay with this. Do it. Do the thing.
A Kryptonian rocket cheetah.
No.
No.
Oh.
I thought
Julie,
the
no,
original
don't do
plan
that.
was just to
It's
slap
mother-
rockets on
I like
top.
Rocket Trojan Horse.
Trojan rabbit.
No, chosen
No.
rope horse.
Okay, we need a rocket cheetah. His father was a rocket. His mother was a cheetah. You bred in top secret captivity.
No, you don't get to make living
fed
things with
nothing
great
but
crazy
rocket
contraption.
fuel.
You don't get to do. You don't get to do that.
Okay, so I don't have create crazy reference. Got it.
Oh god.
Okay, wait.
Not
Okay,
the
Should
wait.
we just say Rocket Trojan Horse because that one was actually good?
Yes, rocket. I
Okay.
guess it could only be 20 feet on any given side. So a 20-foot by 20-foot Trojan horse is not going to carry everything we need.
If it's really fat, it will.
It might.
Can we attach like a cart behind it?
It's not a Trojan horse; it's a Trojan pony.
Also,
okay.
20 by
Wait,
20 feet
Wait,
is still pretty big.
Javal has create crazy contraption too, right?
No.
Oh, so you could combine and
No, Javal does not have create crazy contraption.
Wait, I have spell child.
has
I use my
fabricate.
magic point and spell child to build 2 Trojan ponies with rockets all over them.
Oh my god, can we race them?
Let's
You
keep
can
A
tell
rocket-
this session has a bunch of like 10-year-old boys in it, because it's just like, let's build a thing and put rockets on it.
All right. So Powder's gonna slap these things together. Look at how unstable they are, and he's just gonna be like, "All right, well, I figure we got about 10 minutes before these things catch on fire and get torn apart by their own rocket
This
blast."
is not how science works. This is not how engineering works.
Yes, let's do the thing.
just
That's
get
how
in.
the ingenuity works.
This isn't even how physics works.
Not even. What's physics? I
Physics.
didn't even go to school. I don't think any of
This
us
is why,
went.
just like unicorns, they cheat with their magic.
Magic is the best. Yeah. And,
Wasted. Let's load up.
TikTok.
He says that one.
Anyway,
Are we actually going to have this racing competition?
God, yeah.
time to waste
Racing
and get
rocket
the shit in
Trojan
the
horses.
carts. Powder Cake's just like shoving.
Let's load up and launch out.
So who's taking which car?
By this point, pretty much the entire town has gathered round to watch this spectacle getting ready to appear.
They're
You know
all
what's
just
funny?
slowly mouthing, what the...
Okay, so Powder Keg goes up on top of one of them and gets in this like seatbelt contraption and gets it. There's like a driving position on the head of the pony. He's like, "Hey Zencon, want to race?"
Hells yeah! I get to the driving position in the other one.
Okay, wait. So, Spud, I left you a message and stuff to ask you about what I could buy, and I just realized that I went out to buy things and came back to this. I'll just look up at the rockets and stuff like,
This is how Firelight ends up leaving the party. He's done.
are you guys 10?
Just kind of goes, nope.
You just see Zencon stick his head out the window and be like, shut up and get in the horse.
Get in, loser, we're going to Skyfall.
We're going.
Oh god damn it.
The Volt is going to just take some time to make sure there are safety belts everywhere.
We're going.
By the way, Zencon, I'm not gonna lie. These things are going to go fast, and by fast I mean like, your turn will be almost uncontrollable. Don't let that bug you. I didn't build landing gear.
That's fine, I can fly. What's your excuse?
I'm just really
Well,
tough.
This will be
Okay,
a very
James.
fun journey.
Tibbs is going to put a hoof on Firelight and go, "We should probably each stick to our own cart. That way, when the crash happens, we can take out whoever's
I'm
left."
glad I bought medical supplies.
Don't worry. I was just kidding about the landing gear. It would be really dumb to bring all this tech without landing gear. These things have parachutes, but the parachutes are gonna burn if you don't get in here and we take off.
Alright, I'll get in the one with Zen card.
I love how you decide that's the most intelligent decision.
Just a second.
You know, as long as we're
Look.
keeping with that, I figure Temper Steel might as well get in the one with Firelight and Zenkarn.
Yeah,
Tibbs will get into
basically-
powder kegs.
And we
I guess
get
we're
Blinky
just
and
splitting
mine.
these. We're splitting these between mechanics and magics.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a terrible idea.
No, Powder Keg wouldn't want to put anyone when he's racing against in a worse position than him.
Oh, god damn it.
Hey, Powder, how do you drive this thing? Hit the pedal. Okay.
Hit the pedal and steer.
After Tibbs gets into the horse, he's gonna turn to Powder and go, "Now, I hope you understand. If you break your leg doing this somehow, or break any part of you, I'm gonna let you feel it for a little while. Then
Powder Keg's not actually in the pony. The driver's seat is on top.
In the
Oh my
open
god,
air?
we get to drive on top of them? This
he's
is just
just
getting
saying.
better.
The saddle part's in the head. The driver's seat is on the head.
Aline, I know I keep asking you to draw things, but please.
We don't die facing the executive. We don't die facing a dragon. This is how we die.
Anyway, ZenCon, time's a wasting. So, 3, 2,
Is everyone on?
Yes, everyone's
Who
on.
cares?
3, 2,
all
1,
the technical.
and boom! And he hits a button and the rockets just go. And the thing
And
breaks
you-
sonic speed almost instantly.
Rocket out of ribcage to a roaring applause from the townsfolk.
Yay,
Your
Just
reputation
a
goes up
loud
1,000
yell.
points with them.
Just a loud yell of "Yeehaw!"
Well, whatever strangled version of Yeehai can get at while you're being dragged along at supersonic speed with
Sorry,
no
he
cover.
tries to do yeehaw, but it just ends up as back his lip.
Everyone roll endurance.
Oh god.
No. I'm 11. 10
I don't
even.
think you want the driver to be rolling endurance, bud. Think about that.
27.
You kind of
Powder
do,
Keg
though.
is ready.
Well, we're all fucked. Hey, Steel, how many of those extras do you have? Because I'm gonna need, like, all of them.
Here, let me check my own first.
Aww.
I'm just sitting here.
Okay. And
With
I've
my
got a
speaking.
second. I've got my buffed up, so I get a second endurance and get the higher one.
10-year-olds are not meant to feel these amounts.
Who's in Zenkarn's cart, by the way?
I chuck a magic point on that.
I don't even know
Oh.
whose cart I got into. I assume Zenkarn's if there was room.
So I got a 29 to my own endurance. Yeah, but yeah, I will use one of my destiny rerolls to let Zenkarn reroll that.
Well, he put a magic point onto his.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't
Well,
need
okay,
it.
never mind.
Okay.
Who's dead?
So basically,
Just
what
Flotsam, I think.
what
Who's
happens
not
is
dead?
that
Sound off.
the ones inside are kind of shaken, but basically, okay, Flotsam's a little like her head's kind of ringing a bit, but
I got a 13.
the drivers managed to, and also Blinky in Powder's cart is just completely stoic still throughout. Jin's freaking out. Vermilion's got his paws up like it's a roller coaster ride.
I like to think that he's just
Vermilion is
strapped
best.
in front of Zenkon. He like, has his little paws on the wheel.
Oh no.
Fraggy's
no.
also having fun.
Yay.
Igor is just sort of pushed against the rear wall and she's just screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, your rocket Trojan ponies race along the worn path around the southern part of the maw, to the immense surprise of everyone who was traveling along that road. Ponies diving out of your way, bloat sprites splattering against the metal hull. Powder Keg swallows a bug, I think, at one point. And as you approach Skyfall in record time, that is the moment that the stability of these amazing machines starts to fall apart, and they almost fold out at the seams. And the seating components of the basically like the chest of the Trojan ponies like almost fold out, and the seating component just kind of slides out, and all the passengers kind of slide skidding to safety. and Powderkeg and Zenkarn go flying, kind of bounce a couple times off the ground.
Can I roll mechanics to have a graceful landing?
After this,
Spud's just like,
Woo!
we
gotta do that again.
You strapped yourself
sometime.
to the least stable part of a rocket-propelled horse. Sure, make a roll.
I get 2, because my abilities.
Zenkarn, you want to also try and make a roll
28.
to make a landing?
what should I roll?
Flight.
Anything you want.
Anything that's not flight, basically. Okay.
No,
This was a ludicrous
I'm
idea.
begging
and I
for
love
ideas
it.
because otherwise you're going to be eating dirt.
Give me a sec. I'm just gonna roll endurance, because if I don't, I'm gonna roll I'm gonna just activate phase step and just go through the ground. That's not bad.
You managed to keep all your teeth.
Woohoo! Wait, does any of my armor break?
Actually,
Is
your
that
armor's...
something I care about.
Your armor, you land mainly on the dragon part of your bone armor, which is much sturdier than the pony skeleton. So, it gets a bit kind of scraped and dirty, but you are sore, but not broken.
Woohoo! I survived.
And
tech safe,
Powderkeg,
too, right?
you manage to somehow, as your machine breaks apart, orient it so that basically the neck of the pony breaks off. You orient it, kind of shifting your weight so that the bottom of it grinds along the ground, and more the neck just kind of grinds away from the rest of it until you finally just come to a stop and you are just basically sitting on the eyes, which is all that's left. Perfectly fine.
Powderkeg just jumps off and goes, may not have made it all the way to Skyfall, but I made it farther, so I'm gonna count that as I won.
Yeah, that's
Well, you're at this point, you're like, you're easily within sight, and a bunch of the guards around the rafters around the edge of the ship have come around to gaze at the spectacle. And you're basically within walking distance of Skyfall now.
Okay.
Powderkeg just yells up at the guards on the rails, says, "Tell Mayor Chase his favorite troublemakers are back."
Much rolling of
Sneak off.
eyes ensues.
I just
We're the best.
Chase in his office suddenly gets a headache.
And has no idea why. And that,
She,
on that note, I think is where we're going to have to actually end.
That was a beautiful
Yay.
ending.
Worth
Lattice, I swear to God, if we were in the same room, I'd high five you so hard right now.
That was a ludicrous idea, and I love it. And let's agree to never do that again.
Never do that
every
again.
now and then, you just need to strap an ungodly amount of rockets to a big metal hole and blast off.
Okay, we gotta figure out exactly who was in what vehicle so we can get an artistic representation of that, because I want to.
That's
As
way
far as
too
I
complex
remember,
a
the
picture.
split was based on who's actually going where. Like, everyone who's going to Skyfall was with Powderkeg, and everyone who's going to the quarry was with Zenkarn.
Oh, that would
Well-
make sense, I guess.
Wait,
Although the equipment was split between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh,
can
yeah.
figure it out.
Fair.
It was all... Blinky made sure to have it all boxed up and secured, so it was with you guys as you guys slid out, so it's fine.
Okay.
Blinky,
Yes.
it seemed, had, kind of, planned ahead for this sort of eventuality.
Blinky's always thinking about ways to curtail our batshit insanity.
Yes.
Okay. Let's, oh my goodness, let's bring this to a close, shall we?
Can I do the endy bit?
Yeah.
Yay.
So who's going to
Can
do
someone
the
else
This
do
Has Been
the-
Fallout as Dragons?
Yes, I can
Javal, do it. Javal.
go ahead.
do it. This has been Fallout is Dragons.
Join us next week where if you think the last 30 minutes of this session was ludicrous, oh boy, have you got a treat in store for you.